Okay. Hey guys. Whoa. Oh my God. I am 15 minutes late. Okay. Hi guys. Um, I don't know if I should say good afternoon or good evening or whenever time you see this live stream or join this live stream. You are especially welcome to today's conversation. I hope you all are doing great. And my sincerest apologies for starting late. We're supposed to start precisely 10 minutes past 3, but this is like all starting 5 minutes later than that time. So my sincerest apologies to every single one of you. Okay, so today's live stream is going to be quite different. Not really different 100%, but just very different from what we usually have been doing for the past 3 months. So for the past 3 months, we've been talking about Big Brother Titans, but today we're going to be talking about something entirely different. We're going to be looking at the Real Housewives of Abuja. I have been dying to have this conversation for the longest time, and I am super excited that we're going to be doing exactly that today because there's a lot to talk about. And in a way, I'm kind of sad that we were not really having live streams, after every episode because it would have been very rich, by having such an arrangement, we would have been still been in the emotions of that episode, to talk about it. But it's fine. We're going to catch up on what we have missed, on what conversations we have missed on this particular live stream. So I want to urge you all to feel free, make sure you join the conversation. As usual, I'm just going to go ahead and share my own opinion, my review, my analysis of the show so far. And I want to encourage you all to go ahead and share yours as well when I drop the link in the comment section. Okay. So before we officially begin, let me welcome those of you that have been waiting. And also in the comment section, Trey Moffat, thank you so much for joining. Trish Ola, thank you for joining. Elejo Onoja, thanks for joining. There's Vivian, thanks Vivian, thanks for joining. Tosin, hi, thanks for coming through, Tosin. Okay, so quickly, I'm just gonna get into it. All right. So, I've pretty much drawn together an outline of what I'm going to start talking about on this live stream. Um, just a few pointers here and there, and then we'll expand the conversation. So first, we're going to do an overall show analysis, all right, in comparison with the Real Housewives of Lagos. Yes, so I was able to follow through with the Real Housewives of Lagos, and sadly, the Real Housewives of Lagos came with so much buzz. Yes, I mean, Lagos has got this thing of carrying so much buzz when it comes to the celebrities, the public figures, especially those ones that are based in Lagos. So I was quite sad that this particular one, the Real Housewives of Abuja, did not really catch a lot of traffic. Like, I did not really catch a lot of buzz because, in my frank opinion, the show is kind of hotter than the Real Housewives of Lagos. So we're going to look at the show overall. All right. I will point out some of the things that I really love and some of the things that I felt like, okay, production did not really come through for. All right. And then we're also going to do a brief character analysis. I call it character analysis and not analysis of the housewives because these women keep shocking me. There are a lot of things that they've been doing from the episode 1 of the show. And I've been asking myself, like, okay, is this how these people really are? Right? Now, I can't say yes, that's how they are, or no, that's how, or that's not how they are, because I don't know these women from Adam. I don't know them from anywhere. So in my head, I'm just interpreting whatever they are doing as them interpreting their character roles, as them interpreting a script. I don't want to take them too serious, yes. Because frankly, if we begin to take these people too serious, we're going to overanalyze the show. At the end of the day, we're going to start dragging people unnecessarily. So yes, so we're going to do some character analysis of all the housewives, all right? And yes, after that, we're going to go into various conversations that kind of sprung up episode by episode. And some of those conversations, revolved around certain factors: ageism, there's marriage shaming, there's blackmail. I saw a bit of that at some point. I'm going to point it out. There's name calling. Oh my God, there's a lot of it. There's kind of a bit of abuse there as well. So we're going to look into all of that, and then we're going to touch up on some of the dramas that has really stood out, in the show so far. I don't know how many episodes we have left. I don't know. But whatever. Yeah, we're going to just go into all of that. Okay. So I'm going to start with the overall show analysis. As I said earlier, I love the show. I feel like the show, in every sense of it, came with so much audacity than the Real Housewives of Lagos. And I'll tell you why. But first, as I said, I loved the show. I love the show. I still love the show. And it's like every time I experience a new episode, there's always something new waiting. Yeah, there's always something new waiting. I feel like the drama is fresh. I feel like the drama is kind of authentic. Yes, it's kind of authentic. When I say authentic, I'm saying it in the sense that these women, you are almost convinced that this is who they are. I can't say if that's how they are or not, but I'm saying that you're almost convinced. The drama just comes. They just attract drama, everything they do, everything they say. And yes, I know that there's a lot of editing that has gone on, for all the episodes that we have watched. There's a lot of editing. You can really tell that whoever is editing is cutting out a lot of things. But at the same time, there's still a lot of drama. Yes, there's still a lot of drama. And I love the drama. It's quite spicy. Every single episode has one level of drama or the other. I mean, there's never a break with the Real Housewives of Abuja. And it makes it quite entertaining. It makes it quite engaging. There's always something to talk about. Never a boring episode so far. And I love it. And I must give it to the women. I must give it to the production team. They really went all out for this one. However, there are certain things that I've just been seeing, and it's just really pissing me off because I feel like if they had really paid attention to those things, paid attention to the details of those areas, the show would have been a complete total package, in my frank opinion. I'm going to start with the little events that they do. Frankly, one of the biggest spoilers for me for the Real Housewives of Abuja is the events that they do. The events are so dead. And I think I mentioned it on my last analysis of the episode 10 of the show. Their events are so dead. It's like they pay so much attention into the women's outlook. Yes, I mean, their makeup is always on point, their outfits always on point, even though sometimes I feel like they dress over the top. Yes, I mean, people want to go for lunch and they're dressing like they are going to meet Queen and the Queen of the world or Queen of the South or Queen of wherever, So sometimes I feel like it's too much, but I feel like they pay so much attention to the outlook, to the aesthetics. Yes, let's call it aesthetics. I feel like they pay so much attention to the aesthetics of the show, and then they end up neglecting other aspects of the show that should make sense. All those events would have really stood out. I mean, every single one of them, not just Princesses Ibuamaka events that really stood out, yes, but all the events as a whole would have really stood out if they paid a lot of attention into details like the people that they invite. And please, nobody should tell me that they don't have people to invite. Definitely, they will have people, to invite. But the fact that these ladies are organizing events and then they say, oh, we want to do this runway show, and then runway show, you see only the 6 housewives. And then you're wondering, like, okay, what the hell is going on? And then if at all, they want to invite maybe 2 or 3 other people, those ones come and then they're looking confused. Or maybe they did not get the memo. And I get it if they did not get the memo because sometimes production might just want to, keep a lot of the details to themselves so that they can get as much organic reactions, organic expressions, organic content as possible. But sometimes you just see that some of the people that they invite as guests, just as seat fillers, they look so confused, they look lost. Some of them, they have this very, very bland expression on their face, And sometimes it makes the events dead. Yes. And I don't know why, but I just feel like that was just a huge spoiler. If they had paid more attention to that, frankly, the show would have been 100% for me. Yes. Another thing I noticed is the way they sometimes rush some very, very important and interesting scenes. Yes. And it gets you lost sometimes. You want to understand what's happening, but then you're hearing conversations happening here, you're hearing a joining conversation. Then you're wondering, like, okay, when did this one happen? How come I have no idea of what these people are talking about? And once again, I get it. They want to create the suspense. They want to tag us, the viewers, along so that we keep on watching till the end of the season, right? To find out what comes next. But then it becomes frustrating when you watch one episode, you don't know what's going on in the next, what's going on in that episode. Then you're hoping that, okay, in the next episode, maybe they are going to highlight the problem or the cause, the root cause of a particular conversation, of a particular beef. And then you get to the next episode, nothing is happening, no show, and then you're frustrated, and then you are waiting. So, in essence, what I'm trying to say is their style of, creating suspense, I think it's not rich enough. I think it's still kind of half baked. I don't think it's actually very professional. And this is just my frank opinion as a viewer. I feel like it's not really professional. I feel like there's so much suspense you can create with a reality TV show. And when you drag the information for too long, people begin to get bored. People begin to get tired. And the conversation begins to pipe down. A prime example is the beef that happens between Tutupie and Comfort. So Tutupie had been dragging this beef right from the get-go, right from episode one, and then the beef kept on extending. And then a lot of us were actually thinking that, okay, maybe there's actually something very disastrous that Comfort actually did. And so we're hoping that, okay, we don't have to wait till the last season of the last episode of the season to find out. Maybe after that outburst from Tutupie at Comfort, maybe somewhere, somehow, we're going to find out more about that conversation. We're going to get more context. But still, it wasn't really giving. It wasn't really giving. So at some point, it got tiring. And for me, I just felt like, okay, you know what? Let me just continue watching the show. Whenever the season ends, it ends fine. Well, they gave me a show, it was quite entertaining. I like it, but then that's as much as they can get in terms of accolades from me. Yes, because it gets really exhausting when you try to follow up a lot and then you're not really getting all the information that you need 100%. But overall, if you ask me, I would tell you that if you think you've seen a fiercer show, if you think you've seen a Real Housewives show that's really hot, just try watching the Real Housewives of Abuja. It's really engaging. Engagement is the word. It's really engaging. Yes, it's really engaging. And compared to the Real Housewives of Lagos, I feel like the women are kind of more authentic. Yeah, that's what I've noticed. I feel like the women are more authentic. Yes, it might come across as though maybe they are faking certain things, but if you know how the wealthy Abuja women behave, especially those ones that are socialites, then you can tell that, okay, yeah, I get it. I get where these people are coming from. So I feel like the drama, it's kind of giving. And I love the fact that, hey, thank God I didn't forget this point. I love the fact that the women's reactions, I feel like it comes natural to them. Yes, I'll use Comfort's reactions during our confessionals as an example. I totally love Comfort's reactions. Yes. Also, Samantha, those two people, you can tell that they don't know how to fake excitement. They don't know how to fake, doing going over the top because that's who they are. So when they are having their confessionals, guys, I just enjoy seeing how sometimes plain they are. Samantha sometimes might come off as boring. She might come off as really, really bland. But most of the time, I love the fact that she's comfortable in her skin. She knows that she's not dramatic. She knows that she's not drama personified. So she does not really try to do too much. I mean, a particular episode that I really loved was episode 8, where she had hosted the ladies to a mini fashion show at her fashion house, and Tutupie and Comfort, they were having their issues. Princess was trying to mediate, settle the problem, and she was just sitting down there watching everybody going crazy. And then she stayed inside her shop with her guests, and the only thing we heard from her during our confessionals was, "My customers loved my clothes." And guys, that was so hilarious. That was such a moment. So she knows that she's not the dramatic one amongst the ladies, but what you can tell that she does not try to do too much. You can tell that she does not force herself, to want to create that drama. And I really love that for her. I really love that for her. Also, I feel like I'm doing a bit of character analysis now, but this is still within the context of comparing the show to the Real Housewives of Lagos. Now, still on Samantha's character, you can tell that even though it seems like she's the odd one out amongst the ladies, odd one in the sense that she does not exude so much energy as the others exude. She and Comfort, they're kind of similar in terms of grace, in terms of comportment. Yes, but Comfort is more of a straight talker, more of a vocal individual, more of a blunt personality. Yes, but Samantha, on the other hand, is like the water amongst the ladies. She's not hot, she's not fire, she's not extremely cold, she's just tepid, she's just there. Right? She does not stress herself too much. She does not force herself to give what she cannot give. For her, she's there. She's creating her own vibe. She's creating her own flow. She does not always have to flow with the wave that the other women are creating. Yes. Now, I really love that about her, because if you compare that with Miriam of the Real Housewives of Lagos, you will see that there's a bit of a similarity, yes, but a lot of difference. Now, unlike Samantha, Miriam came into that clique, the Real Housewives of Lagos clique, and she saw that, okay, in a way, she was kind of like the odd one out, because she joined the ladies late, yes, and already she came with so much energy, so much, what's it called now? She gave me so much brags, right? Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to bring the drama, I'm going to. And when she finally joins them, she realized that, okay, the drama that was coming from the other ladies was kind of overwhelming. So she could not really deliver. So most of the time when you see her giving reactions to things, it comes off as she's taking sides or she's kind of overreacting. And then the reunion made it worse. It felt like, okay, this lady had kind of rated her performance and her presence for the entire season. And seeing that, okay, she did not really add much to the show for the entire season. And so it felt like, okay, the reunion was a one big chance or a one last chance to prove a point that she's capable of creating drama. And then she went into the reunion show and then she messed up herself. It was such a flop. Yeah, it was such a flop. I personally did not find it entertaining at all. Unlike Samantha, although I cannot judge Samantha 100% yet because we have not seen the final episode yet. We've not seen the reunion, if there will be any. We've not seen it yet. So I'm still kind of waiting to see if she's going to crack a little, because in episode 10, we've seen how OJ Poshorella cracked. Yes, OJ finally cracked after she was kind of triggered by Princess. So she kind of cracked. So all that Minister of Happiness vibe that she had been exuding from episode 1, we saw how she really buckled under the pressure of anger. She lost her mind. Like, she was just so upset and she really flipped, which shocked all the ladies because they did not know that even the Minister of Happiness herself, was capable of expressing such anger to the point of even threatening to punch Princess. So it's quite interesting to see the dynamics, amongst these ladies, how some of them evolve, how some of them remain the way they are from episode to episode. So yeah, that's that for my comparison between the Real Housewives of Lagos and Abuja. Do I want to add anything else? I'm just going to say I love the Real Housewives of Abuja more than the Real Housewives of Lagos season one. I heard that there's a season two coming up. Maybe things are going to be different. Maybe things are going to be different. And I've also heard people say that, oh, they tried to copy from this particular franchise, to spice up the Real Housewives of Abuja. I might not really know. I'm not really sure about that. Some people initially thought that Princess was going to be the new Laura KG. Remember Laura KG from The Real Housewives of Lagos? How she literally wanted to be the main character, the drama of the entire show. And well, it did not really work as other ladies too had their own drama to bring. Yes. So what people felt like Princess was wanted to be like the new Laura KG. But then Princess came with her own kind of vibe. And it was quite refreshing to see that she could be who she is and still create entertainment, still create drama, still be likable, still be lovable, and still be annoying at the same time. Yes, I feel like that was just quite refreshing. Unlike Laura KG, that was really annoying from the start to the finish of the Real Housewives of Lagos season one. But let's keep our fingers crossed and see if she's going to reappear in the season two of that one. Now, quickly, I'm going to move on to character analysis. I'm going to start with Samantha. I feel like I've already said a lot about Samantha. Now, people find her boring. Personally, I still feel like there's a lot more to Samantha. And I don't know if we're going to see it before this particular season ends. I don't know yet, but I really hope that we get to experience the other side of Samantha. And yes, people might say that, oh, it's possible for someone to just be like that, drama free, not bringing any drama to the group. But I just feel like there's something she can actually do. Something she can actually do. And some other people has also had have also argued that, oh, why would they bring someone like Samantha into a show like this, that has so many main character energies, and then she's the only one that's like subdued. And I'm like, well, it will be kind of boring if all the ladies are hot at the same time. There has to be that one person that will be like the cold water in the group, when tempers are flaring, when people are going crazy, during the confessionals, let there be just that one person that's completely indifferent and unapologetic about it. Yes. And I feel like that's the vibe that Samantha is giving to the show. And I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Yes. Sometimes it comes off as though she doesn't really have a lot to say, but I also want to blame production for that. I feel like production, because of the many editing that they are doing, it comes off like Samantha doesn't really say much during her confessionals. I wish they gave her more airtime during her confessionals. Yes. But then that's that for Samantha. Now, quickly on to OJ for Sharella. I said this before on my episode 9 review that for someone that has multiple personalities like OJ Posharella, it would be quite interesting to see the other side to her. Yes. Although I don't think outburst at Princess in episode 10 is enough proof, to tell or to say that, okay, oh, she has been pretending all along. No. What happened in episode 10, that was her expressing her upset. And it's normal. There's absolutely nothing wrong in human beings getting upset and expressing it. Yes, even though they are known to be the happy sport in a group. Yes, at least they have feelings too. So, in as much as they can get happy, they also have the capacity to get upset. Yes. So, I don't think that really proves anything. But then, what I don't really understand is prior to episode 10, why did she have to always want to be the good one, the good person? You know, and it was quite interesting when in, I think it was episode 4 or 5, where she started off that conversation about Tutupie and Samantha going out after Tutupie's staycation, coming back drunk. It was quite interesting to see how she was literally quiet when the whole drama was happening. I was wondering why she was not owning up to her shit, because she started the conversation when they had gone to play, is it pinball or what? She started the conversation. So I was wondering, okay, why was she quiet? Why didn't she take responsibility? Because we saw how Tutupie literally carried the whole drama, pinning it on Comfort, you know, saying that Comfort was the one that started the gossip about her, you know, just unnecessarily beefing Comfort. So I felt like, okay, nah, this woman, there must be something you're hiding. It's either you're being cowardly or you don't just have the balls, the guts to face Tutupie. And Tutupie herself obviously knew that OJ started that conversation because she had been told that OJ started the conversation. So I was wondering, okay, why didn't Tutupie face off with OJ? Why did she have to stick a beef to Comfort? But that's on the side, anyways. That's on the side. But about OJ Poshuela's personality, I don't know. People have commented on my videos that, oh, if you see OJ in real life, that's how she is. I don't know. If that's how she is, all well and good. But personally, I just feel like people who are like that, you know, at every given point in time, you want to take up a new character. You want to take up a new character. Today, you're Miss Arab. Tomorrow, you're Miss Dubai. Next tomorrow, you're Miss Texas, America. Another time, you're Miss Hausa Fulani. You know, just multiple personalities. It's making me wonder, like, okay, could that be some level of insecurities that she's actually trying to suppress on the show? Is she sad or is she just plain happy? Is she just a happy soul? Guys, what do you think? I would love to hear your thoughts about OJ Pastorella's personality because she tends to confuse me a lot. She confuses me a lot. I like it when she laughs. I like it when she smiles, you know, but all those plenty switching of accents, switching up of, you know, oh my God, guys, I feel like it's a lot for me. And people are like that. I just feel like there are so many things that they hide. Yes, I feel like there are so many things that they are hiding. And it's also possible for people to be genuinely happy. It is possible. There's absolutely nothing wrong, you know, with people being genuinely happy. But with OJ Pachuela, I just feel like there's a lot of, you know, suppression going on with her. Now, quickly moving on to Arafa. So Arafa was that one character on the show that really caught my interest simply because of her trade. You know, she knows how to do pole dancing, and she's also a professional at it, and she teaches women how to pole dance to get in tune with their sexuality, according to how she put it from episode one. So, encountering her personality from episode one of the show, it really got my interest in that woman. I was really looking forward to, you know, seeing how she thinks, seeing how she would carry herself on the show. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Sometimes I found her quite intriguing. Other times, I don't know. I think disappointment is the word. Sometimes she got me really disappointed because it turns out that Alpha was kind of doing a lot of talking for all the episodes that we've been seeing. Because most of the time, if Princess has something to say, or let's say sometimes Tutupie has something to say, it's either the information is coming from Arafa, and then you're wondering, like, wow, for a bunch of women that claim not to know each other that well, it's quite interesting how much they know, courtesy of this one person. Yes. And you know what's really interesting about Arafa? It's how she comes off as very classy, almost like the classiest of them all, right? But then during the confessionals, the name calling is a lot. The name calling is a lot. The drags, the insult, it's a lot. Guys, it's a lot. Okay, Miss, thank you very much, Miss. So the name calling is a lot. And sometimes it shocks me because, guys, I'm gonna be frank with you all. The way Arafa is, I just love her uniqueness. Her hair, oh my God. I love a woman that knows how to stand out. I love a woman that knows how to, you know, make her presence known without talking too much. Arafa has that presence. I don't know her. I've never been in a company, but when I watch her on the show, when she walks into a room, the way she talks, the way she carries herself, you can tell that this person has that presence. You can tell that this person has that very strong aura. But then I feel like Arafa's personality on the show, it comes with a lot of gossip. It comes with a lot of throwing people under the bus. It comes with a lot of betrayal. Oh my God. Here's the reason, as I said at the start of this conversation, that we're just going to do a character analysis, the characters that we are seeing on the show. Because I don't want to say that these women are who they are on the show in real life. Because, hey, I don't know them. I don't know them like that. I've never encountered them before. So I cannot say, so that's why most of the things they do, I just want to tune my mind to thinking that, okay, if the drama is too much, if their problem is too much, let me just say that, okay, they're just acting out the script. Let me just blank my mind from it. Yes. But really, Arafa on the Real Housewives of Abuja, I feel like she's that type of friend that you can keep as a friend for vibes, but not as a friend for tells, if you understand what I mean. When I say that, what I mean is that's the kind of friend you want to hang out with. That's the kind of friend you want to have fun with. But at the same time, that's the kind of friend that you want to hide your deepest secrets from. Yeah, because you never know. You never know the third ears that would hear your gists. Yes, because I was really disappointed when Tutupie was talking about the whole OJ Pasharella's accommodation situation. And then she said, oh, Arafa told me that OJ used to be a tenant. OJ could not pay her rent, and then they had to throw her out. And I was wondering, like, was that really necessary to spill such sensitive information to Tupai, knowing fully well that the Tupai herself, her mouth is like a running tap. Her mouth is like a leaking basket. She cannot keep her mouth shut. She cannot keep information to herself. To score cheap points, Tutupai will definitely out you. She will rat you out. She will spill your deepest secrets just to make herself look good, just to make herself look better. So why would you spill such gist? And then the other information about Comfort's marital status, it turns out that Tutupai got that information from Arafa herself. And I'm wondering, like, Arafa, can't you just keep some of these things to yourself? Why do you have to be spilling this kind of information to these women? I mean, come on, the show is public. People will hear things. And the part that really, really makes me laugh the most is Arafa will now go to her confessionals looking all prim and proper, the way she normally sits with her hair held high. And then she will not sit, and then she will not act all coy. She will not act like, oh, she didn't say anything. Guys, it shocks me all the damn time. Shocks me all the time. That's why I'm saying that, listen, Alpha is vibes. I love the fact that for her age, she is very, very young at heart. She loves to have fun. Yes, I love that about her. I love her fashion sense. I love audaciousness, in terms of her looks. This is someone that's a mother, that's a wife. She's got 2 kids that are teenagers, and she's still very much in tune with her younger self. She loves to have fun. I love that about her. Yes, marriage has not slowed her down. Childbirth, motherhood has not slowed her down. She's living her dream life. The kind of work and the career path that she has told for herself is the sort that this type of society that we live in frowns on. It's unheard of for a woman to be a pole dancing instructor. It's unheard of for a woman to by herself love pole dancing. It's unheard of for a woman to be very, very passionate about her sexuality and always eager to want to be expressive about it. I love that about her. That's the reason her character really caught my interest. But then the other sides of her character, nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. And also, own up to your shit. If you have the audacity to spill all these things about these people, when the gist comes out, I feel like Arafa, all in the name of, I don't do drama. I don't roll in the gutters. Yes. I feel like she's sort of cowardly sometimes, shies away from owning up to her bullshit. And I'm not gonna lie, I love the fact that she made it clear a lot of times to Comfort that both of them are not friends. And when she says that thing a lot of times, I look at Comfort and I'm like, Comfort, you should thank your stars that Arafa by herself is telling you that you are not friends. Because to be very frank with you all, you see Comfort's personality and Arafat's personality, it's like black and white. If both of them come in contact, they're going to stain each other a lot. Yeah. So that's that for Arafa. And now moving on to Princess. Princess, is it Jekoko or Jenny Coco? Somebody correct me, please. I'm not really sure. Yes. So Annie Teps said, Princess left a comment on your last video explaining our reaction. You should check it out. Oh, great, great. I'm going to check it out after. Okay, maybe not after this live stream. Maybe during this live stream, I'm going to just take a moment to check it out so we can talk about it. Okay, now let's talk about Princess. So Princess is really a princess. Yes, I love Princess's personality. I'm not going to lie. And I was actually one of those people that was scared that Princess was going to be the Laura KG of the Real Housewives of Abuja. I was scared not because I was scared of the person herself, but because I was wondering, like, such a woman, beautiful, vivacious, audacious, has a great fashion sense, beautiful, outspoken, vocal. I was scared that why would such a person want to waste all of that awesomeness on being so bitter and negative on a show like this? Because let's be frank about it, that was exactly what Laura KG was on the Real Housewives of Lagos. So when I watched episode 1, experienced Princess's first confessional, I was like, hey, what are we gonna get into right now? What's gonna happen right now? But then lo and behold, I took my time, watched, and I realized that, okay, this person is not a bad person. This person is just different in every sense of the word. This person is just who she is, right? Other than her being very, very loud, other than her being very vocal to a fault, she's just a fun-loving person, very energetic. She wants to have fun all the time. She wants to vibe all the time. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yes, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Another thing I noticed, because frankly, when the show started, I felt that Princess will be easily influenced by Tutupie's negative perception of the other women. Because remember, Tutupie and Princess, they knew each other before the show, according to what they said, right? So I was already scared that, okay, maybe Tutupie is going to sort of rub off on Princess, and then Princess is going to come prepared to fight everybody, because that was exactly what happened with the Real Housewives of Lagos, right? Oh, this person said this thing to this person, and then when they now came on the show, okay, let's just call their names anyways. Tony Lawani said things to Laura KG about Caroline, right? And then when Laura KG met Caroline, finally the beef started right from the very first scene of the show. So you're wondering, like, okay, you people don't even know each other from Adam. You've not really encountered each other, and all of a sudden Laura is already hating on Caroline. It just did not make sense. And that kind of set the tone for the negativity, for the toxicity that's really flowed on the Real Housewives of Lagos. So that was also my fear for the Real Housewives of Abuja. I was wondering, like, okay, is it gonna be the same situation? But then good thing is Princess kind of has a mind of her own. But now the problem for me and for some other people is that this mind of her own that Princess has, sometimes she does not just know how to control it. Yeah. Princess will say what she wants to say, regardless of how it comes across. She's going to say it. She's going to feel it. She's going to feel how she wants to feel. She's going to interpret it how she wants to interpret it. And then much later, she'll come and apologize. Now, the fact that she tenders apologies, I love it. However, I feel like she needs to watch it, because it's not every time that you just, boom, get into the spur of the moment, dish out your reaction, and then later you now come and apologize. Some people do not know how to accept such apologies and move on. Some people don't know how to do that. So some people would rather you look before you leap, other than leaping before you look. And I feel like for this show, sometimes when Princess is not in her when Princess is in a, you know, over the top mood, over the top element, I feel like most of the time she leaps before she looks. Yes. And I'm going to read that comment. I'm going to read that comment, but I feel like still what we were shown on episode 10, and I put it as what we were shown because, as I said before, I know that there's a lot of editing going on. And sometimes at the point of recording most of these scenes, at the point of filming most of these scenes, these women will react at the spur of the moment. They will dish out their actions according to that time. So there's a possibility that this particular show was filmed maybe over a year ago, and then they edited it, and now we're watching it now. So probably things are different. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm just saying that from what we watched, I just felt like most of the things that happened in episode 10 was just completely unnecessary. Yes. So from the start of the season, Princess was hot and cold for me, hot and cold. You know, one episode you're seeing somebody that's just being herself, somebody that's just fun loving. And then the next episode, you're seeing a lot of name callings. And what is it? Let's just debate for a bit. What is it with the name callings on these shows? Why do these women feel so comfortable, you know, to jumping into calling each other names during their confessionals and even out of their confessionals? Because I'm very, very big on having proper conversations. I mean, there's a way you can have conversations with somebody without actually going all out to call the person the name of an animal. I heard a lot of dog, rats, you know, chihuahua, this and that, this and that. And then you're wondering, like, okay, you can actually still pass on your point without the name calling. So there's just a lot of name calling going on the show. And sometimes, in as much as it makes you laugh, in as much as it's entertaining, sometimes it's just, I don't know, it's appalling because it makes it look like, okay, these women, they are all grown up. Why is it that they cannot really have a proper conversation without calling each other names? Arafa, Tutupie Princess, they are very much guilty of this one. They are very guilty. I've never heard Samantha call anybody names. Never really heard OJ call anybody names. Comforts, not really. I think once she actually likened Princess's behavior to a dog that was locked up in a cage and then released and then still came out still shouting. Yes. But I just feel like it's appalling when most of the time they cannot use proper words, proper language. But that's why people will still, you know, go ahead to say that, oh, at the end of the day, it's a show, other franchises are worse. But I still believe that if these women want to carry themselves as classy women, as powerful women, there are ways that they can communicate without being too salty about it. Yes, it's always very, very salty. Anyways, as I said, Princess, I love her personality, and I will never forget her Ibu Amaka show. I think it's gonna stand as one of my favorite episodes for this entire season. I totally loved it. I loved the way she went all out to portray her culture and to practice her traditions. I loved it. I totally loved it. And I love the way she was able to carry all the women along, make all of them comfortable unapologetically. Yes, I love that. Okay. And oh, one more thing I did not mention, I also love the way that she calls out people's bullshit. Although sometimes she needs to learn how to approach conversations without being too aggressive about it. Yes, there's a thin line between Princess being very, very vocal and Princess being aggressive with her language, with her words. And sometimes I think she crosses that line. So I feel like she needs to rewatch it. And then moving on to Tutu Pie. I need to drink water for this one. I need to drink water to talk about Tutu Pie. Mm-hmm. You know, the funny thing is this, yeah? When the women were introduced to us in episode 1, I instantly got really attracted to Tutupie. Now, aside Arafa that really caught my interest, two of the other women that really, really like, you know, when you see these people and you get magnetic to them because in your mind, oh my God, these people, I see me in these people. It was actually Comfort and Tutupie. For Arafa, it was just her boldness, her audacity that really caught me. Instantly, it was like love at first sight. For Comfort, it was love at first sight. For Tutupie, it was also love at first sight. Yes, her skin color, let me call it her skin tone, her looks. Oh my God, the way she talks. I don't know, there was just something about her. I just liked this woman instantly, and I still like her. Funny enough, I still like her. I feel like she has a smart mouth, the way she talks, the way she uses her words, her wit, very spicy. She's got this very, very thirsty personality. I love it. But then the show started, and then I started seeing Tutu Pie fighting unseen demons, started beefing Comfort. In fact, she even started beefing Samantha from episode 1, guys. I think it was episode 1 or episode 2. If you all recall, when Samantha had her party, I think it was a birthday party, and Tutupai was already talking about the interior, rather the decor of the place. I think Arafa also had a lot to say, and they were talking about, oh, everywhere is like a child's party. For me, I found it funny because I'm like, well, she's kind of right. When I started episode 2, more drama. Episode 3 started dragging Comfort during confessionals. And I'm like, okay, did I miss something? What exactly did I miss? Why is Tutupai coming really hard at Comfort? What exactly is going on? Episode 4, still attacking. Episode 5, attacking. That was when I started asking questions like, okay, there's something off about the show. Why would one person just be constantly attacking one person? Oh, you accused Comfort of so many things. Even when people had cleared the air that no, it wasn't Comfort that said this, or Comfort did not say this, but her mind was already made up, guys. So I don't know. It was just I felt okay. So let me just be honest here. When I first saw Tutupai on the show, I just saw beauty on the inside. Yes, I just saw beauty on the inside. But then when she started with all the feistiness, all the drama, all the pepper body, all the throwing shades, all the bass balls against Comfort, here was what I thought. I just felt like, nah, this girl, you're not as bad as you try to make yourself seem. You're not as bitter as you try to portray yourself. You're not as shady. You're not that shady. I just feel like there's just something sweet and soft and warm about Tutu Pie because I still refuse to accept that one person can just be that angry. Tutu Pie seems like she's literally always angry on the show. And here is me interpreting it in my head that, okay, on a show like this, there has to be that one person that will be the conveyor of drama. There has to be the instigator. There has to be the calm person. There has to be the vibe, the party, the life of the party. There has to be the drama. And I felt like either production imposed that role on Tutu Pie or it was self-imposed by Tutu Pie on herself, by herself. I don't know which one it is. Now, it's actually giving entertainment to the show, no doubt. It's giving entertainment. It's giving us something to talk about. It's making the show engaging. But do I really think that that is how Tutu Pie is in real life? I refuse to accept. I refuse to accept because it's a lot. And here's one conversation I was really hoping to have, and I'm glad we're having this conversation right now. I mean, one of those episodes when the ladies had gone for, was it lunch or something? And they said, okay, they wanted to get to know each other better. And Arafa opened up about missing her kids. She has twins, and she said she misses her kids a lot. So most of the time, people see her, they think she's living her best life, but she's really missing her kids because her kids are not with her. She and the husband sent them abroad to study. So they've been abroad for a while now, and she misses them terribly. And OJ's own is she's always happy. Comfort is what you see is what you get. Samantha's own is when you come close to me and I can trust you enough, then I'll open up to you. Then for Tutu Pie, her own explanation about herself and why she's shady, why she throws a lot of shades, why she's kind of aggressive sometimes, is that she's coming from an abusive relationship. Now, she explains that it wasn't like it was something that was happening all the time, but it took her a while to speak up in that relationship. And when she finally had the balls to speak up and leave, it was something that continued to haunt her. She hasn't really gotten over it. And she knows that she needs to heal. She was just giving all of those explanations as her reasons for being the way she is. And then I said, okay, fine, let me calm down and watch the show. And then I was watching and I was watching different episodes, all up until the time she kept on abusing, insulting, Comfort, verbally insulting, Comfort. And I'm like, nah. And guys, this is not me trying to invalidate Tutupai's experience, no, but I just feel like that excuse she gave, that is the typical excuse that a lot of people who have been overly indulged, that is the kind of excuse they give when they want to make excuses for their excesses, when they want to make excuses for their bad behavior. Yeah, because trust me, if you want to be nice to people, you have the capacity to be nice. Being nice to people sometimes is a choice. If you want to be nice, you be nice. If you want to be friendly, you be friendly. If you want to if you want to if you just want to be cordial with people, you can be cordial. Yeah. And yes, communication is a skill. Conversation sometimes too is a skill. But if you want to have a mature conversation with someone over unresolved issues, I am a strong believer that that can actually work if you're open to it. If you allow yourself to be calm enough to have such conversations. But with Tutu Pie, I'm like, nah. I felt like it's unfair, for her to put it all on the ex. It's a regular excuse that we hear a lot of times from a lot of people. People do things, go crazy, display their bad behavior here and there, especially those ones that are spoiled brats, overly indulged. You get all you want in your family, maybe in your circle of friends. They indulge you, they spoil you silly. You do it the first time, you get away with it. You do it the second time, you get away with it. And then you realize that, okay, people around you now are comfortable with you being saucy. People around you are now comfortable with you being annoying, with you being arrogant, being aggressive, being insulting, being verbally abusive, being emotionally abusive. It becomes a second part of your nature because the people around you, they've not been calling out your bullshit. And then when people ask you, oh, why are you the way you are? You say, oh, it's because of your ex. Once again, I'm going to say that this is not me invalidating Tutu Pie's experiences, no. And there was something someone said that, oh, experiences shape who you are. Well, sometimes that saying, that perception comes into play, but I also believe strongly that sometimes it is up to you as an individual to allow your experiences to shape you. Do you want your experience to shape you? Yes, if you want to give it the free will to do so, it will. But do you want to control yourself? Do you want to cautious to people? Do you want to be nice to people? Do you want to be respectful to people? Do you want to regard people's emotions before you open your mouth and spew some of those vile things that you spew? It's up to you. You know? So, Tutupai, I don't know, guys. I've said it several times on my video, and I'm going to say it again. I feel like there are a lot of things that Tutupai is bottling up. And I'm talking about the Tutupai of the Real House of Abuja. I don't know about the real life Tutupai. I don't know if this is how she is in real life, but I'm just talking about the character that we have been watching on the show. Yes. So I feel like that character, that person, Tutupai on the show, I feel like she's dealing with a lot of insecurities. Yes. Because sometimes people that are struggling with a lot of insecurities, they tend to project their insecurities on other people. They tend to project their inconsistencies on other people. They tend to project, oh God, the negatives in their lives. Yeah, they tend to project that on people just to make themselves feel better, just to comfort themselves with the thought that, okay, I'm not alone in this ship of rudeness. I'm not alone in this ship of, atrocities or whatever it is. So it's like, oh, because I'm down already, let me drag other people to be on that same level with me. So yeah, I just feel like Tutupie needs to talk to someone. I feel like that character on the show needs to talk to someone. I feel like there's a lot of things that that person is bottling up that that person needs to purgate. If she does not purgate, she's going to continue spreading such toxicity. Yeah. And yes, it's a show. We're enjoying the show. We're enjoying the drama. We're enjoying the engagement. But let's talk about the reality in the reality show. Realistically, that person has a lot of issues. That person has a lot of things that she's struggling with, and she needs to fix it and stop blaming people for her inconsistencies. She needs to stop blaming people. She needs to stop pointing fingers. Oh, it's because of this person is. And then, oh my God, the WhatsApp messages. Oh my God. Woof! On God. Comfort is actually a better person than I am. You don't send me such WhatsApp messages and then you come and be crying foul. No, let me just scratch that. But those WhatsApp messages really goes to show how deeply hurt Tutupa as a character on the show is, like the amount of hurt, the amount of bitterness that she's storing in her heart, and then literally transferring all of that aggression to someone else. Over what exactly? Unverified information. That was a lot. People would argue that people have their ways of handling situations, people have their ways of dealing with issues. Well, as an adult that has been schooled, that is learned, that has schooled abroad, you've experienced another culture, you've experienced another environment, you've been privileged enough to experience the elite crowd. At least to some extent, you should know how to refine yourself, refine yourself, shy away from certain things that are beneath you, things that are not befitting of what you have achieved in life. I just feel like from the show, whenever Tutupai loses her cool, she just drops from elites to gutters, and that's it. Anyways, quickly moving on to the last but not the least, comfort. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot to say about comfort. There's a lot to say about comfort, but let me start with one major perception that I have grown to love, to have and to love about comfort. I just feel like comfort is that she just has that personality that I aspire to have every day, every day. The confidence, the audacity, you know, the the self-awareness. Yes, the self-awareness, the need to want to stand out, the knowledge that you are different and you accept how different you are, you accept your uniqueness, you love yourself for who you are. You do not feel the need to want to validate anything. You do not feel the need to want to, you know, explain yourself to people to like you. Oh my God. I look at Comfort on this show and I can't love this woman. I just love this woman with every episode. And this is not to say that she's the most perfect person amongst all the women. No. I mean, nobody is perfect. Yeah. Nobody's perfect. There are certain things that I would Oh my God, this is so comment. Okay, Free say, hey Glory, is this live solely focused on episode 10? No, I'm actually talking about the entire show. All right. I'm Free, I'm talking about the entire show. And David, are you sure Comfort is not aspiring to be like you? Maybe it's the other way around. Oh my God. Okay, I'll take that as a compliment, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't even know if Comfort knows me like that. But yeah, listen, women like that are comfortable in their own skin, that do not conform to societal standards, societal standards such as how a woman should be, what a woman should be, things a woman should do, things a woman should, box themselves into. That is what Comfort represents on the show. And I love that. And I aspire for such a standard every day of my life. And aspiring for such a standard only means, wanting to be better, wanting to be comfortable enough in your own skin. Every time I see the different colors of comfort air, for me, those colors rather, look at me, those colors represent something different, something special. And yes, I've seen conversations somewhere that, okay, could it be that comfort in a way belongs to the LGBTQ community because of the display of the various colors of her hair? Well, I don't know. As I said, I don't know these women from anywhere. Thank you very much, David, for the compliment. I don't know these women from anywhere, so I can't say much about their private life. All right. So I'm only focusing this analysis on what I can see from the show and what I can tell. All right. So for me, yes, the colors on her head, most of the colors that she wears most of the time, you can easily connect those colors to the colors of the LGBTQ community's flag. Yes, you could easily equate that to her being a queer person, right? But that's not a conversation for me to have, right? It's not in my place for me to talk about it because I don't know. I don't know shit, right? But for me, what I see when I look at comfort, when I see her hair do, number one, it's it shocks me a lot. Why? Because this woman, I think she's Hausa, right? And for those of us that are Nigerian, we know that the Hausa people, they are very, very conservative. They are very conservative people. You can easily refer to them as the most covered people in Nigeria. They are women, very, very conservative, very, very calm, quiet. And it doesn't mean that their women are mostly subdued. No, I mean, we've seen a lot of their women that are very, very powerful, right? But when I look at Comfort is so different. She literally stands out. Everything about her stands out. But overall, with regards to the show, there's one thing that really stands out for me about Comfort is her emotional intelligence. Oh my God, gets me all the time. Her emotional intelligence, her capacity to take bullshit, and instead of dishing it out in a gutter manner, she maturely passes on a point without going below. No way, guys. It takes a lot of skills to be like that. I mean, comfort, in my frank opinion, is more like the sense of reasoning of this entire show. Yeah. As I said before, each of these women, they represent different personalities that we can easily, relate with, identify with. You can easily look at this one and say that, okay, this one is behaving in a certain kind of way. This one is behaving in this type of way. I can see myself in this person. I can see my reflection in this person. I can actually see myself doing what this housewife has done or is doing on the show. And for me, I feel like Comfort has never really disappointed me. Yeah, she has never really disappointed. The way she handles situations, it's so mature. And frankly, I don't think it comes with the age. Partially, it might, but I think it also comes with exposure. Yeah. And exposure does not necessarily mean one who has traveled all over the world. No. Exposure could be one who is well read, one who has done a lot of research, one who is very, very open minded, one who is very, very accommodating, one who has come to understand that everybody must not be the same, everybody must not act the same way, everybody must not behave the same way. People are unique in their own different ways. So I look at Comfort and I feel like she's an embodiment of her beliefs. She's an embodiment of what she stands for. And I admire that. I admire that. So I would love to see Comfort again in another season of The Real Housewives of Abuja because we need that one person that really exudes class, the one person that exudes comportment, poise, the one person that exudes difference. Yes, and there's a lot of similarities between Comfort and Arafa as well. Those two women, regardless of their age, you can also see clearly that they have not lost touch with their femininity. They've not lost touch with who they really are. Age, marriage, motherhood, childbirth has not really stopped them, from living their best life. So yes, I like Comfort a lot. I like her a lot. I really like her a lot. Anyways, guys, now quickly we're gonna move on to Lala said not everyone from the north is Hausa. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Okay. So quickly we're gonna move on to conversations in on the show. All right, let's talk about ageism. Now, once again, I know that this is a show and certain things have need to happen for us to have conversations, for the show to be engaging. But then it gets tiring when most of the time we see these women, all of them actually, we see these women, resort to demeaning each other, over their age. Oh, look at this small girl. Oh, look at this small child. Look at this child. Oh, look at you, old cargo, old woman, old this. It's either the younger ones are calling the older ones old, or either the older ones are calling the younger ones like they're too young. And it makes me wonder, like, okay, fine. Is there an in-between age that someone should just comfortably get to and then just stop growing? Because I don't get it. What is wrong with being young and what is wrong with being old? Yeah, what is wrong with being young and old? And there was a way Comfort put it. I see, this is why I really like Comfort a lot. This woman is so intelligent. When she speaks, that this person has read a lot of books. There was something she said about age. She said ageism, I don't know if I can't remember if she used the word ageism, but she said age is something that the society needs to come to terms with. She gave a very, very premium example of the workplace. She said in the workplace, gone are those days when it was older people that used to be the bosses, the CEOs, the managers, occupying top tier positions. But nowadays, what you get to see in the work environment is young people are taking over. And everybody, both old and young, they need to accept it because the world is moving forward. The world is not waiting for anybody. And, Comfort explaining it that way, it just completely sums it up. So for the likes of Arafa, Arafa and Comfort, the same two of them, yes, they do it a lot. I'm older than this person. You are a small child. They need to come to terms with the fact that, hey, for the likes of Tutupie and Princess, there's absolutely nothing wrong in them being young. Yes, there's absolutely nothing wrong. They are young, they're getting it, they're all on the same platform. And just to go by Comfort's explanation, about ageism, the show itself, that is like a work environment. All those women, regardless of the fact that they are on the show, that show is like their work environment. And as far as I'm concerned, nobody is the CEO of the group. They are all working under the same capacity on the show. So the show for those women is like their office. There's no CEO, there's no manager. The only top guns there are the production team. They are all working, in the same environment. Tony is saying with the issue of age, I think they just use it as a pickup line. Well, I wish it was just a pickup line, but the way they use it, they make it seem like it's a crime to be old or young. And I don't think there's anything wrong, with being old or young. At the end of the day, once upon a time, older people were younger. And very soon, younger people will be older. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And it really gets on my nerves when they do that age thing. It gets really annoying. Yes. And now the other one, I'm just trying to breeze through this. When I share the link and you guys come on to speak, I would love to hear your own opinion about all of these things. And then there's also the issue of marriage shaming. This one is between Tutupie and Comfort, one of those shades that Tutupie threw about Comfort during one of our confessionals. And that really rubbed off wrongly on me because I felt like, Tutupie, you are the same person that is looking forward to getting married. You are the same person that is talking about getting serious on the dating scene because you're looking for a responsible man to get married to get settled with, to start your own family with. So the same thing you are using to insult somebody else, that's the same thing that you are aspiring to be. That's the same thing that you are actually yearning for. So what is the double standards coming from? And you see, yes, it might seem like, okay, she's just trying to throw shades just for the sake of it. But if you're trying to throw shades, please look at yourself first and ensure that the shade you are throwing, the other part of the arrow is not actually pointing back at you. Yeah, because it was just messed up. Yes. Anyways, conversation about blackmail. In a way, I felt like Tutupie, was exuding the tendency of one who can easily blackmail someone just to get across her point. It gets really annoying. Prime example was when she was talking about Samantha's marriage. Guys, till tomorrow, I have not forgotten that comment she made. And I just felt like, nah, it's nasty. You know fully well that Samantha is a brand, not just in Abuja, but in the whole of Nigeria. This is someone that's building a brand. This is someone that has a thriving business. This is someone that has 4 kids. 4 kids. So just because of a conversation that you're not even really sure about yet, decide that, okay, fine. Since you feel like, okay, everybody's trying to defame you for something that you're actually holding up with your full chest, you're going to go ahead and open a can of worms about everybody. And I'm talking about Samantha's marriage. That, I still haven't come to terms with the fact that rumor has it on the streets of Abuja that she sleeps around with small, small boys. She should go and fix her marriage. I'm like, really? Was that really necessary? Yes, it's a show, and what she said might not be real. What she said might be real, but if you look at the context of that conversation, how she brought about that jab at Samantha, I just felt like it was completely unnecessary. It was completely unnecessary. Yes. And there's a way Tutupie throws her shades. There's a way she throws the jabs. You can tell from the excitement that she uses to throw them that, oh my God, I can't wait to score my cheek points. I'm like, okay, so does that really make you feel better for putting people down? Does that really make you feel better? Does it make you feel higher than those people? Does it make you feel more accomplished than those people? Okay, fine. You throw the shades during the confessionals, during the show, and you don't get the reaction that you want. And then you are hot like pepper, you are upset. And then you are looking for how to attack again, just to make yourself feel better. And then you don't get the reaction that you want again. So what do you do to satisfy your craving for violence? What do you do next? What do you do to satisfy your craving for that sort of reaction? What do you do? And that's the thing with people who are sad. People who are sad without knowing that they are sad. They do all these things to get that attention. She said it that she lost attention. They do all those things to get all of that attention. And when they don't get the attention, it's like they are deprived. Seeing some interesting comment here from David. David said, marriage shaming, another sore point, making marriage sound like the holy grail on the one hand. Very true, very true. And look up some of the attributes of a sociopath. Look at Tutupie's behavior and mannerisms. It's like 5 and 6. Where's the lie in that? Where is the lie in that? But once again, I'm going to say that I don't know these women from Adam. Whatever we're analyzing here, we're analyzing the characters of the show, of the Real Housewives of Abuja. So they have a lot of work to do on themselves. Yes. So the other blackmail, yes, that I perceived from the show from Tutupie was when Tutupie, after she had struggled and struggled and struggled to get the kind of reaction she wanted from Comfort, and she did not get it, and then she ended up apologizing. That apology was even fake, by the way. I did not buy the apology. Yes, for someone that wants to apologize and then you're putting a clause to it saying that, oh, you're apologizing for yourself, I do not think that was actually a proper apology. For me, I just felt like, nah, that was just the most selfish type of apology ever. Yeah. So moving on, I was talking about the other type of blackmail. Yes. After she has struggled to get reactions from Comfort, she did not get any. She decided to move on to OJ Pocherella. So the whole OJ's accommodation situation, her whole housing issue, and then Tutupie came on with, the conversation of, oh, I have a video to prove that our things are always on the floor. And I'm wondering, like, what's the point? Like, what exactly do you want to prove? Or you want to carry that video and you want to go and play it on CNN to prove what exactly? That you know people, and people that know you that also know OJ, they sent you video or how. And guys, it now made me start to think that could it be that that video came from Arafa? I don't know. I'm not saying it did, but if truly, from what Tutupai said, OJ was once a tenant to Arafa, could it be that that video came from Arafa? Because how did she get that video? Or do people go to people's house in Abuja and then they take videos of people's things all over the place? It doesn't really make sense. And I felt that was just very, very petty. You want to prove a point. You want to prove a point, and then just to prove the point, you want to show like, nah. Little Pie has a lot of healing to do. She has a lot of healing to do. Yes. And then the name calling. Yeah, I think we've actually talked about the name calling. I just feel like there's always a way that people can have conversations without, throwing in all those absurd names, insulting people left, right, and center. See, there was a video I watched on Instagram. Um, a bunch of women were talking to another woman. They were asking, okay, if you want to say this in a professional way, how do you say it? And the woman had this very, very clean way of putting it. So it's like you're insulting someone, but you're using English to cover it. So I just feel like, come, there are other ways to do it. But if people are trying to form, oh, we are classy, we are bougie, what is your name callings? It does not give you that element of refinement that you're trying to portray on the show. It only goes to show that you people that are always doing the name calling, you people are from the gutters as well. Yes. So you need to, clean up your act. It doesn't really make sense at this point. Yes, but then at the end of the day, it's a show, right? And we need to enjoy the entertainment. We need to enjoy the entertainment. So I think at this point, I'm going to stop talking and go ahead to share the link because I want to hear from you all. All right. So let me just go ahead and share the link. If you have anything you want to contribute to this conversation, please go ahead and click. All right. So go ahead and click. And click. Remember, we're not just talking about episode 10 of the show. We're doing like an overall analysis of the show. All right. Right from episode 1. Just highlighting the major topics of conversation. Yes. And then we're also doing the character analysis of all the women. So if you want to share, just go ahead, click, and speak. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Glory. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Mr. A. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad
Yeah.
you're here and you're male. It's rare to find men that talk about shows like this. And I'm hoping that David also comes on as well. David has been giving some very, very valid points. So I would love to hear from you men in the house. But let's focus on you. First off, you especially welcome to the conversation. Um, what is your perception of the show in general? And also compare it with the Real Housewives of Lagos. What do you think about the show so far?
I think one thing I can actually just use, I can actually use one word to describe the Abuja show, and it's real. It's
It's
more real.
real, right?
It's more real than the Lagos one. I feel with the Lagos, I think it's all just a show. Yeah. And it's just bloated, with fakeness. But with the
Hmm,
Abuja one, I believe is actually very real. And
exactly.
even though Tutupai is over doing the whole, whatever she's actually doing, I believe that the show itself it's more real, more rich, and I'm actually enjoying it. And
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been enjoying it more than the Lagos, to be honest with you. So it's a shame that there hasn't been that much of a push on the Abuja show than the
Yeah.
Lagos one. But I mean, yeah, I believe, I believe that, the whole sort of, concept with the Abuja, um, it's I actually find it very, um, what's the word I'm actually trying to look for? Because they seem to promote the ladies what they actually do. You can actually understand
Exactly.
that, what businesses the ladies actually own, how,
Mm-hmm.
those sort of things. I know the drama comes with it also, but with the Lagos one, to be honest with you, most of the time I didn't actually get to actually understand what some of the ladies were, actually did, with regards to,
I agree with you.
business wise, so, um yeah, I mean, the whole sort of, Tutupie, Blase, all her scripts, all her acting. I just feel that it's just too much sometimes. I think she's overdoing it. I think she wants to be a character like, what's the Real Housewives of Atlanta? What's the lady? I can't remember there's a lady that, always gave the action, all the drama. But I think she's trying to be like that, so that, and you've always got to have someone like her in that sort of show, because ultimately, you can't actually have characters like Samantha. If you had all six kind of characters like Samantha, the show would be boring. So yeah, you've got to have someone like Tutupie.
Mm-hmm.
But in the show itself, what she's kind of portraying is, it's, I don't know, you just kind of wonder, is someone actually like this in real life, with the
There are
way she
people.
actually is. Is there
There are
someone,
people.
in real life actually like her? I mean, there's so many things that she's actually done that you've actually, you probably just say, well, uh, is this real? Is this real?
Mm-hmm.
All the sort of, I mean, when the ladies, I think it was Comfort that was actually complaining about her, that, oh, sorry, when Tutupai was actually kind of complaining about Comfort, that, oh, what did she say, that she was drunk or something or whatever, it's not supposed to spill. And I'm kind of wondering, it's like, why are you taking it overboard? And I believe in one of this, in the episodes, there was some mention of, she could have been on some sort of drugs or something like that. That
She's actually was
made that
lit.
act. Yeah, she was lit. Oh, okay, so she being lit is, lit to the point of, yeah, having something in her system. So, yeah, I mean, her being lit, probably that actually contributed to her manner of behavior, and probably also might be the factor of that the way you actually seen her behavior in the confessional. She might also be lit. She might still be lit. To the point of her just coming out and saying all manner of things that what she's saying actually in the confessionals does not even equate to what she's actually what we're actually watching on the reality TV show itself. Because I mean, sometimes I'm just shocked. I'm shocked by her confessionals. I mean, she comes out and says, Comfort is a dog this, Comfort. I was like, what? Did we actually watch the same show? I mean, and I just wonder, is it the her being lit, is causing her
Mm.
to actually act in this, kind of way. So, um, I mean, for Arafat, oh gosh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, she's actually got some sort of, I don't know. It's the whole age thing, ageism, I mean, it's like, 1 minute you're saying, you're telling someone that, oh, you shouldn't use the ageism as, some sort of, and then the next minute you're calling someone a child and stuff like that. Come on, seriously, be real. you know I think Arafat has actually got a problem with regards to just, I don't know. I think she sees younger people and she's trying to live up to that sort of, I think she's trying to live up to their age. So she
Hmm.
doesn't want to seem at where she's at. She wants to mingle with the group of, being lit, sort of. And I feel like, that um Arafat, she just needs to chill down a bit, and nobody's actually not saying that, you shouldn't mingle with, people out there, but just chill down, just chill down.
But you know
Princess,
what you
I mean,
just said, yeah? You know
yeah,
what you just said? I find it really interesting because um, if you look at it from a different perspective, you see that the same Arafat that would constantly refer to the age difference between her and the likes of Princess, right, and Tutupie, is the same Arafat that is living in a youthful element, right?
yeah,
It's like Arafat is at her age, but she's in a youthful era, right?
yeah,
So you look at her hairstyle most of the time. That's the kind of hairstyle and the kind of color in the Nigerian context that you will see a young person wear, a young person that's still experimenting with their age, right? Especially young people that are still teenagers. That's the kind of hair color, that's the kind of risky hairdos they will carry, So you see Arafa doing all of that. And I like it. I'm going to be frank with you. I like it. But then
mm.
when you now hear her making all those age references, now wonder like, okay, are you going through a crisis? At this point in your life.
Yeah, I
What
mean, I mean,
exactly do you
and also it could even be down to the fact of she probably didn't actually experience any of this during her youthful years, and now she's actually seen the opportunity, you know, and she's experimenting and saying, "I've missed out a hell of a lot during my youthful years. Now is now the time for me to actually bring it out, and show these people." So yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, with Arafat, it's just yeah, where I don't know. I
Mm.
mean, I'll just let someone else, sort of, I mean, I don't even know where to go with Arafat. But Princess, I mean, such a lovely person. Sometimes she does overdo it, she can rack my head. I was like, oh my gosh, Princess, stop talking. Just stop talking. Just calm down,
On
you know
period dot
on
catalogs,
period
honey.
or caplots, but when she does things like that, you're just like, okay, I forgive you. I forgive you,
Yes,
Princess. Carry on.
you can't get mad at Princess on any episode for too long.
I'm telling you, and I must admit that event she actually held, oh, that was
Yeah.
so beautiful. That was amazingly beautiful. I mean, from the beginning all the way to the end, seriously, that was top notch, And to be honest with you, out of all the events I've seen so far on the show, that is number one. And
Mm,
nothing else is actually compared to it at the moment, because
yes.
I just feel that she put a hell of a lot into that, whole concept, the whole, making her guests feel comfortable, and
Mm,
it was just amazing to actually see, and also showing, you know, her culture, which was very very important, showing the Igbo culture, which, you know, there's some people out there who are not even Nigerians that are watching the show, and they'll probably see that, say, "Oh wow, is that what the Igbo culture is all about?" That kind of thing.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah,
Thank you. Thank you very
yeah,
much, Mr. A. Thank you
no
very
worries,
much.
no worries.
Okay. We're going to quickly move on to David. Hi, David. Hello.
Um, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Hello.
you. Hi.
Hi. It's been this is probably my first time here.
Oh,
I've
really?
I mean I've been around in the comment section, trying to hear things out and all the seasons of Big Brother, and and of course
Nice.
Blink, Dubai Blink, and all that. Yeah, but this
Oh,
is the first
nice.
time. I'm always
Woo!
one of those what they call them monitoring spirits. People who stay in the background, never
Yeah.
talk, but keep quiet. Let me go. Let's get straight into this, right? So
I
I
no, but
won't.
I need to say this. I'm glad that you finally came out of your hygiene. Yes, because I've been praying for people like you to come
I
out.
know, I understand that. I take it.
All
But yeah,
right.
you. I mean, and I want to give you all your flowers, your kudos to what you do. It's great stuff.
Thank you.
So the issue here is this simple, right? I don't want to. Mr. A said a lot, and then I agree with most of the things he said. And I was reading the comments from people online, and I also agree with a couple of them. For example, Rice's comments about what they left out, what we are missing from the show, right?
Yes.
Making the connections with you've watched the Housewives, shows, right?
Yes.
The Real Housewives, and you know that they go into their houses, things about the families. Look at Blink, for example, Dubai Blink, right? If you compare that with this,
Mm,
right, there's a lot of things that are missing. So for this
mm,
show, right, for this exact one, the Abuja one, right, the question is, what are they leaving out? The things they're leaving out is even more than it's making the entire thing scripted to me, right? So look
yes.
at the case, for example, Jekoko, right, Princess, right? What she had, she's not the only one who's done an event, right? But an event is the only one that makes sense. So why is the other ones not making sense? Because it looks scripted. You have a fashion show, you all focus on the guys in the show, and we don't see the other people. They are like extras, right?
Mhm.
Or what Nigerians will say, waka pass, right? Waka pass rules, right?
Yes.
And it doesn't make sense, right? So if you want to go to a franchise and you've looked at how the franchise is done elsewhere in the world, why are you limiting yourself to this? I mean, not everything is bad, right? So I, for me, I'm looking. I'm going to just talk on the broad overview, not people. I'm not going to say comfort now, princess here. I'm not going to Tutupie. By the way, I know someone who knows Tutupie, very close friend of Tutupie. So I gotta be careful what I say today, right? That's why I'm gonna. I mean, I'm talking of like one on one knows Tutupie in Abuja. So I gotta be very
Oh, wow.
careful. I mean, thankfully the name David is very bland,
Yeah.
they can't pick me up, I can't be traced, my IP address can't be found, anyways. So when you make that disclaimer out there, the first thing you say is, I don't know these people. That's what you
Yes.
say, right? Which is the fact, right? You don't know these
Yes.
people. But the tutu pie you are seeing there is not too far from the truth, actually. I'm just going to tell you that, right? But then I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that. I'm not going to say more than that. She has some goods like everyone else, and she also has some bad, right? Um, but the overall, for the show itself, right? I think that I feel that they are trying to reach a standard, but the narrative they are given is not given. So
Mm-hmm.
um, why I like the show, some of the things I like is this issue of ageism is a recurring decimal, right? So this is not the first Real Housewives show where someone comes in with this ageism, and ageism is a
Mm-hmm.
problem, right? It's not just racism or bigotry that is a problem. Age is a
Mm-hmm.
problem too, right? So where you,
Yes.
so for example, Comfort and what's the name now? Comfort and the other lady, the one with the hair. The two of them
Arafa.
have the Arafat, right? They throw this shades that, oh, I'm older than you, and just like Dr. A
Yes.
said, right? Mr. A said, maybe they are stuck. Maybe Arafat is stuck in her twenties, in her teens, right? But she's
Mm-hmm.
carrying the body of someone's older, right? So
Mm-hmm.
psychologically, she's not mature to that point, so she has to reconcile some this there's a disconsonance between who she is and what she, and only when it fits a narrative, that's when she says, oh, I'm older than you, right? Hey, you guys are,
Yeah.
but when it doesn't fit the narrative, you want to be the hippie, right? You want to be the hippie at the same time you want
Mm-hmm.
to do that. So it doesn't really sell out, right? But ageism is a problem, and it's a problem not just in shows. The shows themselves are a reflection of real life, right? So it's a problem in the society itself, right? So, and it both ways. I don't want people to see that one way, right? It's not just that the old look down on the young. Some places is the opposite, right? The flip side, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
can't get some jobs, for example, if you're older than 35. They tell you in the showbiz business, right? If you are not in your 20s, they'll say, oh, well, you're probably too old to get that role. I mean, what's the meaning of that, right? So it works both ways. Now we are seeing it from the angle of the old looking down the young, but there are lots of opportunities that an older person cannot get because they are older than X age, right? And that, like I said in the comment section, that happens also to a lesser degree on Dubai Blink, where there was, I mean, that's same, not the same episode where Ibrahim, where they had issues with surrogacy, getting a baby and all that. The
Yes.
things that the society cannot, it occurs every day, but we can't get past it, right? And we're having these avenues, to know that this occurs, and I'm very happy with that, all right? So the last thing I'm going to say, because there are a lot of people I want them to talk, is so ultimately, I'll just say this, right? I'm still watching the show. I'm still hoping that there'll be some miracle. It's going to end in a probably cliffhanger. When we have some, it's going to be there'll be me begging for a season two. I'm
Yeah.
hoping if I compare and contrast, if I draw a line between this and the Real Housewives of Lagos, it's it's good that these people here are not superstars like the way the ones in Lagos
Yes.
are. These are people that you can relate with.
Yes.
But even in that, Posherella singing all the time. I mean, does someone really sing all the time? Singing in the rain? Are we now in this Mary Poppins? Are we just watching a real life Mary? Like, that's not real. That's what I'm saying, right? So you have to.
Mm.
I don't know if I mean, fine. She might get a deal from the last episode, right? She might they're introducing her. She might get some deal that will help her in the future and all that. But some of it is really, really fake, and we gotta call it out for what it is. Really, really fake. My
Yeah.
last comment is this, right? Anytime you do any show, it doesn't matter what the show is, right? It's Real Housewife. There should be a theme. There should be a theme, right? There should be what is the look at Big Brother, for example, right? Whether it's Big Brother
Mm.
Titans, Mzamzi, Nigeria, whatever it is, right? There's always a theme, right? The same thing with the Real House. I know it's a franchise, right? But there has to be a story. Otherwise, I feel they're leaving out a lot of information, and all the guesswork that you have to do, Glory, may have been
Mm.
taken off the table if they don't cut a lot of things out. But remember, this
Mm.
is the editing, right? So there's a lot of edition
Yeah.
going on. So you don't know. For example, you're wondering how did Tutupie get this X information about this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
They leave you to guess. Now you become a guess expert basically, right? When they should literally not leave that out. And so some of the problem really lies in the people behind the camera, right? What are they? They need to look at other people that have done that franchise and learn from them, right? I'm gonna keep quiet
Exactly.
now. Hopefully it's good to finally be on this show for once. I think the last time you and I communicated via email was when it was 2 years ago when I won an
Oh,
award.
we did communicate by email.
Yeah, you won an award. You told me I won an award. That was you did a giveaway. You did a giveaway. I don't know if you remember me, but you did a giveaway, and you said
Yeah.
that was for some reason I was one of the people, the 10 people and I
Yeah.
told you,
You mean
and I
the
said I
one
was
that
going to call you
donated
out.
to charity?
Correct, that's me. That's me. Yeah, because I hope you did though. I hope you didn't take that
Yes.
money to where's the place you went to the other time, somewhere in East Africa. I hope that's not the money
Okay.
you're spending in.
Zanzibar. To Zanzibar.
I just
No,
hope that's not what you did and all that. That's fine.
no, no,
All
no,
right.
no. Well, thank you so much. Oh my God, it's such a pleasure finally
Okay.
speaking with you. Thank you so much. Wow.
It's a
You've been an
pleasure too.
OG that you've been hiding.
I'm going back to my ghost mode
Okay.
after this.
Okay. I will look for your email. Thank you so much, David.
All right. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Thank you so much. Bye. Wow. Okay. Let me not keep you guys waiting. Quickly, we move on to Catherine. Hi, Catherine.
Hello,
Hello.
Glory. Sorry.
Hi. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. You're
A bit
welcome.
of a
You're
break
welcome.
from the BB business. Yeah,
Sorry, what did you say?
I said a bit of a break from the BB business, Big
Oh,
Brother
yes.
business. Yeah.
I'm over it for now. Too much going on. Yeah, we'll talk about that one next time. But for
Some
today, we're
other
just
time.
focusing on
Yeah.
this show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been following up with the show?
Yes, I've watched up to. Well, I haven't seen the last episode, which is.
Okay.
So I don't know what episode it's where they are up to now, but I've been watching anyways. Yeah.
Okay. Yesterday's episode was episode 10, but let's hear your thoughts about the show in general. Are you satisfied with everything they've been giving so far? The drama, the entertainment? What are your thoughts?
Uh, Give me a minute, please.
Hello?
So sorry, I stepped out for a minute. So
Okay.
because this is what I think. Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
whole Abuja thing and Lagos. You can't compare. To be honest, I don't know
Okay.
if it's because. So for Lagos, most of the cast members were people we already knew, we could sort of relate with or relate with, whichever one. Um, so we were familiar already with them, seeing them on our screens here and there and all that. So we kind of had this. I don't know if it was a bit more personal, if I would say that. So you already know them, and then you're not getting to see them on a reality show. So there was sort of some kind of knowing already happening there. Now it
Mm,
depends also on your personality.
mm,
The Lagos life is different from the Abuja life. We can clearly see that
true.
from the two shows.
True.
Also, I think that for the Abuja show, it just looks like you know how Tutupie described Arafa. Yeah, how
Mm-hmm.
when you go to her house, it just seems like she quickly put up something somewhere so that people can come and visit. When I'm watching the show, that's the vibe I get. It's like all of the cast members, they just packed their personal life somewhere outside of the
Yeah.
camera, and then we can't relate. So they are trying, but it's not really giving, to be honest. It's
Mm,
not. You just can't compare the
mm,
Lagos. So I don't know if it's so personality wise, I'm also on the calm side, if I may say so myself. But then I
mm,
believe that if you selected people who lived in Lagos, people of the same status, the same whatever, no popular people, and they were from Lagos. And this kind of people from Abuja, the vibe would still be different because it's just different when you're a Lagos person and you're an Abuja person. That sort of thing.
mm,
So I feel that
mm,
that vibe is missing from there. It does not give me the vibe at
mm,
at all. However,
mm,
there are a few people. So with people like Princess, I can tell that Princess has that bubbly personality. She's ready to show you everything, her family, her husband, her children, her her entire self. She's ready to give it all out. And then because these other people are not giving, it then seems like she's doing too much. It then seems like, oh, she's the loudest in the room. It then seems like she's doing, all the things we've said about her in the past.
mm,
Because these other people, it feels like they're withholding a lot. So Arafa, let me talk about Arafa. So
mhm.
you want to be young, but you are also old. Which one is it? Don't keep us confused. Do you want to be old or do
Mm,
you want to be young? I don't know. And then it's shaming anybody coming from her is totally confusing for me, to be honest, because with the kind
yeah.
of business she does, the kind of business she does, age shaming anybody shouldn't even be coming from her at
True.
all, because
True.
you are in the entertainment business where it is all about the young people. Abi, is it only old people that she attends to or that she's trying to attract or
Mhm.
what? I don't understand. So a business person for such a business, you shouldn't even come across as somebody who age shames, whether you are calling them old or you are calling them too young. It shouldn't come from you at all. And
Mhm.
that's that. Also, there's nothing to her. There's just nothing. She just comes there, and all she thinks that she can give is the what do you call it now? The jabs that she throws in her professionals. And that's all. I don't even get any personality of her, to be honest. Who else is there? Tutupie. Tutupie, I say Tutupie as somebody who came with these scripts of, when people are going into Big Brother, they have a script, whatever personality they want to portray. So we don't know, is it her real self? Is it not her real self? She's trying so hard to be savage, but he's not jigging in this sense that this guy always he say no jig. They're two days. So it's either she's overdoing it or she's just doing it unnecessarily. What? Yeah, all that drama is unnecessary. And I also think that it's because of the whole thing about them not giving their all to the show. Samantha is just there as well. I feel like if there was a different kind of group, Samantha would have probably been able to give a lot more. So the people in that group are not probably letting her, or she's taking a look and she just feels, well, yeah, I'm just going to be here and enjoy myself, and then whatever. I don't know. And then who else? Comfort, on the other hand. Oh my God, that woman, she is gold. She is gold. Everything you said about her, I totally agree with. If there is nothing anybody takes away from this show, just watch Comfort's character. Go and start living like that. Like, I don't know. Go and start living like that. You would go far in life, to be honest.
True.
Because the level of emotional intelligence that woman possesses, she's funny, but she's also not rude. She gives everything. Personality, everything. She has it. So she's one person that really stands out. So generally about the show, I would say I like Comfort. I also like Princess sometimes. But like I said, the personalities on the show don't measure up to her the energy she's getting is not at her level. So it seems like she does too much sometimes. But like you said, we can't hate her for too long. So she's a sweetheart, so I'll just let her be. But my favorite person on the show has to be Comfort. But then again, this is an entertainment show. We really did not come here for kumbaya. So we want the drama.
Exactly.
We want the entertainment. We did not come here to receive what
We don't want lectures.
we don't want lectures. So it just has to. It is what it is. So they need to step it up, I beg. So in general, for me, the show is packaged, and even when they're holding their events, you could tell how the whole venue they are using is so empty, and it's like they just gather people in one section of the room. Let's just focus the camera on them, and every other person. So those who are not the cast members are not talking; they're just looking.
Yeah, like they're confused or lost.
About that DJ's house is the summary of the whole show. It's like you just gather things together, props, and then let's film one section, and that is the show. I beg, no. They need to do better.
Yeah, true. Thank you so much, Catherine. Thank you so much. And I think David also mentioned the same thing. Both of you made reference to them not really showing their personal lives. I also, it was so glaring. You remember that episode, I think episode 3 or 2, when we were going for Tutupie staycation, and OJ had gone to Samantha's house to pick her.
Yeah.
And Sammy's kids were in the living room playing. The way the cameras just flipped from OJ straight to Sammy, from Sammy straight to the door. Sammy did not even turn to say goodbye to our kids.
Exactly. It seems like everybody was told, shh, keep quiet, anything. It just looked.
And you know the funny thing, when I saw that scene, a lot came to my mind because prior to the show, I was following Samantha on Snapchat. I was following somebody else that was following her, so I saw her content, I liked it, and then I started following her on Snapchat. So I noticed that on Snapchat, I think she's also kind of a private person, where she shows her kids. She does not really show necessarily private things about her kids. So for Samantha, I just feel like the whole privacy thing, she's a very private
Uh,
person. And
okay.
ever since following her on Snapchat, I don't even think I've ever seen her husband's face.
Wow.
And it's been years. Yes. It's not like I watch her snap every day, but those kind of people that you don't even know who they are married to. You don't even know the husband's
Yeah.
name or anything. Yeah. So if she's showing the kids, it's her having fun with the kids. They're going out to play, they're going to parties. But you won't see her bringing her kids to the phone, that kind of thing. So she's a very, very private person, and she's also very cautious, like very classy, refined, those bougie thing. And for real, she's married into money and all of that. So yes, I could tell that about her. That privacy thing too, I noticed it also with the Real Housewives of Lagos women. Unlike the foreign franchise that we are used to, where they go into intimate details of the kids' education, what happens with
Okay.
the kids. The same thing happened with the Real Housewives of Lagos people. Even Mariam, we didn't
Yeah.
see much of Mariam's child or the husband. Only once that we saw the husband. Laura KG, I think it was just once that we saw her hang out with the husband in conversation. Caroline, she's also a very private person with her kids.
Yeah.
Caroline, yeah, she barely like she doesn't even show the kids most of the time. It's just the boys once in a while. Chioma, I'm sorry, you will not know a lot about Chioma's family because Chioma, in as much as she's a socialite and she's a social person on social media, she
Mhm.
also hides a relationship. So when she was even saying on that show that maybe she might meet somebody, I said even the person you have been dating since nobody
Nobody
gets to know
knows.
the person you get, yeah, exactly. So I feel like the Nigerian franchise, I don't think they are ready to start towing that line of privacy, of showing their real life. I think this is what we'll get. This scripted much. I just feel like that's what we're gonna get.
And it's then worse when you now take it to places like Abuja, where I've never been to Abuja, but I just imagine what it is like there.
It's
Unlike
kind
Lagos,
of very
and that,
conservative, yeah.
yeah, and that's why I think that because we sort of have been seeing these other people on our screens, on the internet, so even though they were not showing a lot about their personal life, it didn't really show. Do you understand? It
Yeah.
didn't really seem like it, but now that you said it, if I actually think back, yes, they didn't show a lot. But
Mm.
there were still places where, like you said, we saw Linda's, is it Linda? What's her name? Laura.
Laura.
Laura's husband, and sort of because a
Mm.
lot of people already knew her story and everything. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
didn't really have to go and start digging because, oh, when I see Laura,
Mm.
I have a picture of who her husband is. You understand? When I
Mm.
see Iyabo, I kind of know, oh, she has two children, blah, blah, blah. I know
Mm.
quite a bit about her. But to bring
Mm.
totally brand new faces, we don't even know who they are, that
Mm.
person, that only person that has helped me really connect with her would be Princess. And yeah,
Mm.
it will be Princess for this show. And then
Mm.
Comfort, because of the way she's carried herself and who she
Mm.
is as a person. Yeah. Every other
Mm.
person, that OJ Posharella, she's somehow. And I'm somebody who likes to make excuses for people, honestly.
Yeah.
Feel like, oh, maybe it's just who she is or something. Throughout this show, nobody has even come out to say, oh, it's a lie or it is true or something or something. Is that how packaged she is? Ah, wow.
We'll find out. We'll find out. We'll find out. But yeah, it's quite interesting that unlike how you're feeling about the new faces. I'm not gonna lie. When I started watching the show, The Real Houses of Abuja, I was really excited because of the fact that aside Samantha, I did not know any other person there. In fact, even Samantha, when I saw her, I didn't know she was the one. It was when I saw her kids in the bureau they played in episode one. That was when I knew that, oh, it's this woman. I was even shocked because I did not think she had the capacity to even be on a reality TV show with how private. she is on Snapchat. So I was really shocked, and it even drew my interest because I wanted to see what she would show. And I'm going to fact with you, what we are seeing on the show is the same thing she would do on on Snapchat.
Ah,
So it's not like, yeah, so it's not like she's pretending to be
mm,
boring or expansive. It's what she does, yeah. So I was even more excited because I felt like with the Lagos one, I felt like the women were actually too cautious. They were kind of being overly careful because most of them already had scandals, scandalous
mm,
scandals, very, very nasty scandals. So I felt like most of them, the cast members of the Lagos one, I felt like they came to do PR on the
mm,
show. They came to come and clean their image, and some of them they failed woefully. Some of them they succeeded. Some of them, I don't know, they were just there. So for me, I I just felt like nah, I wasn't seeing the reality in the reality TV show. That was how I felt with the Lagos one. But the Abuja one, because I've never heard of any of those women, with the exception of Samantha, I
mm.
was really excited and anxious because I just wanted to see what they would do because they were not celebrities. You understand? I wanted
Yeah.
to see what they would give, what they would do. And that's why I said they're actually giving because these are not popular faces, these are not public figures, and they are able to actually entertain us like this, cause drama in a way that is quite engaging, right? For
Mhm.
me, I give them their flowers for that one. But I agree with you. I wish we could see more about their private
Yeah.
lives.
I
Mm.
totally agree. At first, I was so excited as well because for me, it's funny how I've been to so many places in Nigeria, but I have never been to Abuja. So when I
Ah,
saw
you
the
should
real
go.
housewife, the real housewives of Abuja, I was like, oh yes, this is my chance. I get to see Abuja. I get to like meet the people, the happening babes, the happening people, babes or men, whatever they were going
Hmm.
to show us. Yeah, it's okay,
Yeah.
really. It's just that
Thank you.
I just feel like for an entertainment show, yeah, I agree. They've done their best, but it could be better. It could be better.
Yeah.
It
Thank
could
you
be
so
better.
much, Catherine. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you so much. I just hope that production is getting this feedback because there's a lot more they can do to spice up the show. All right. We're
And
gonna move on to yeah.
it would have made more sense if they had the ability to just like, spike up that thing in people that keeps you wanting more. You can't wait for the next episode. To be very honest, I canceled my subscription because I'm like,
Oh, wow. Wow.
I had to cancel because I live outside of Nigeria. So if I have to keep my subscription, it has to be given. It's okay.
Hmm.
It's not bad. I'm still going to find a way to catch up. But I feel like
Yeah.
if it was better than this, I would have kept my subscription going. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you. Thanks for the platform.
Okay.
Oh, I'll
On
hang
behalf of
around. If there's anything else, I might come back later on. Yeah.
all right, thank you so much. Listen, on behalf of Showmax, let me beg you to go and resubscribe. Please go and resubscribe.
Ah,
All right. Thank you
thank
very much.
you.
Okay, we're gonna move on to free right now. But before I do so, I just want to give a huge shout out to David for officially becoming one of our channel members. Thank you so much, David. I promise not to use this your money to Zanzibar, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, hi, Free.
Hi, Glory, what's up?
Free, what's happening with you?
I'm not really strong. I'm just laying on my bed.
Yeah, so sorry. Be strong. Be strong.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. Now,
Anyways,
now that
you're
the whole
welcome.
workload has reduced for you, Glory, can you actually do the last episode of Dubai Blinks?
Hey, Jesus Christ. Okay, I will do it.
I know you feel like it has already passed. It's like still gist, so there's no point. But just do it.
I will do it. I'll do it because now other shows are coming back with another season. Young Famous and African is coming back. I cannot wait. They have new cast members. You
Yeah.
know, I can't wait. But don't worry, I will do it. I'll do it for the culture. I'll do
Do you
it.
know about Love is Blind?
You know what, yeah? Love is Blind. my friend has pushed for me to go with it, but the issue is these shows that have like 7 episodes pending, I mean, 7 seasons, before the current one that is. I, for me, I will feel lost if I just start from the 8th season without taking it from the top. So if I'm going to go into Love Is Blind, it means I have to take out time to watch all the previous seasons to
No, but you know,
understand it.
no, like it's very self-explanatory. It's not like a reality TV show. It's like a dating show. It's like straight up. It's the
Mhm.
same process. It's the same process, same process. So it's not like a storyline where one continues from the other. It's just a reality TV show. I think you should check it out. It's really, really interesting, and it gets a lot of
Hmm.
buzz. You should.
Okay, I
You
will
like?
check it out. I will
Promise you're going
check
to
it
check it out.
out. I promise. Look, Afri is robbing me to commit special.
Yes, so I'm roping you. I'll remind you.
All
But
right,
I want
I
to start by
definitely
saying
will.
that I'm really happy like to see a guy like, or a man rather, come on the live. That's David,
Yeah.
because usually it's always women, and it's so
Yeah.
interesting. So interesting to see a guy. It interests me when I see that, okay, there's some guys that are interested in things that we ladies are interested in, and they're not just all stuck up, and so it's really interesting. I commend David
Shout
for
out to
that.
Mr. A and
Shout out
David
to
and Chigozie that's here.
exactly Mr. A. I forgot him. He's a staff at this point. Like he's a member of the family in a good
Yes.
way. So straight up, I have a lot of things to say about this Real Housewife of Abuja. Like since when they started, things that you cannot do without, but at the same time you want
Mm.
to do without them. That's how the show has been.
Yeah.
And I think the turnout alone from this life that we are having is proof of what the show is. Like you can see the difference when Real Housewife of Lagos was going on. When you hold a live session,
Yeah.
it's like it's so packed. You cannot even come into the legs like Big Brother. I'll be struggling to come on live. People will be struggling to come on.
Yeah.
That was how engaging it was, Real Housewife of Lagos. But on this one, it's not so engaging. Even on Twitter, sometimes I go on Twitter to try and see, and I just see only your tweets and a few other tweets, and
They
then
didn't do
captions.
enough PR for this one. They didn't do a lot of campaigns. I was disappointed.
Right, right.
They did
That's
not they did not campaign for it at all, and it was so
all.
disappointing.
And it came out
Yeah,
at the time when election was still, the whole election thing was still
exactly.
hot. Like I don't know who told them to make that kind of move. Seeing how Big Brother Titans was even going, they were still struggling to like stay afloat, and you're bringing
Mm,
another franchise again. Like they would have just waited.
mm,
They would have just chilled, but they had to start it.
true.
And maybe they think that it was going to get the same buzz as Real Housewife of Lagos. Because when Big Brother was airing, Real Housewife of Lagos was also airing at that time, and it was still getting a lot of buzz. It was getting a lot of buzz. And I
Exactly.
feel like another thing is that, just like what the last caller said, we are familiar with the Real Housewife of Lagos cast because they are actresses, and we know about these people, and we know that, okay, one way or the other, they have background beef before they came on the show. So there's
Yeah.
always something to resolve. It's not like they are staging drama or they are looking for problems where there's none, just like Tutupie is doing, always trying to
Mm,
instigate and look for trouble where there is none. But for Real Housewife of Lagos, it was more organic. And I think that Nigeria, just like you said, Nigeria as a whole, like they're not ready for this Real Housewife franchise, because I don't understand
mhm.
why you're a housewife and you're coming to say, oh, you live a very private life, you love your private life. Then why are you on the show? I'm not telling
Exactly.
you to carry your camera to the bathroom where you want to go and wash up or something. No, but at least show us the main things that we want to see, which is your family. That is the
Mm-hmm.
title of the whole reality series, Real Housewives. Show us your life as a wife, as a mom, all those kind of things. But now it's just like they're bringing a lot of single people, and no offense to that, like no shade whatsoever, but that's not the main premise of the show. The people that are even married there, which is Samantha, Arafa, I've never seen any of their husbands, if I'm not
Mm.
mistaken. In fact, Arafa doesn't even, I don't think she has mentioned her husband by mistake. Like, I don't think she has ever
Yeah,
slipped
she,
up.
she
And
mentioned
then
just like once or twice. Yeah.
once, yeah, like they met when they were young and all of that. They've been together for years. That means they have a
Yeah.
very strong relationship, a very strong marriage. So why you like, I don't know, it's weird. And then when Comfort mentioned that she was also married, I was like, I don't understand these ladies. Like, what's up? Like, you guys are so. And then OJ revealing that she's engaged. Like they're just dropping
Towards the end of the show.
towards the end. Do you get like I'm like, I don't understand. It's just remaining to Tupai to tell us that she's engaged now. And we
Ah,
just put our minds completely because what's going on? I think they're not being
yeah,
honest. The whole premise of the show is to show us your family life, your work life, everything. But they're also
yes.
stuck up, they're also in their shell. Especially Samantha, she does not want to like involve when they go out. Oh, I love to watch my kids' ways. I just sit in the corner. You're not with your kids, madam. These are not your kids. You like it's so annoying. Like just stay in your house. Like I feel like maybe they didn't get enough people to come on the show, so they had to make do with what they had. That's how me I feel. I live in Abuja, and trust me,
Ah,
the real
give us
housewives in this
this.
Abuja. See, as in it's not a joke. If you see them, you will know. And you will know that
Hmm.
those ones they don't want to come on a franchise like this. Maybe some of them their husbands will not allow and all of that. They don't want them to bring
Mm,
their leg outside. You know that kind of thing. They don't
yes,
want that. So they
yes.
have to just stay private. So they have to make do with what they have. If there's anybody there on the franchise right now that is actually living up to that title, I think it's Princess in a way. Although
Mm,
she has not really shown much of a family, but she's the only one that we've seen her husband, her kids, that normal family
yeah,
setting. The rest of them, they're just hoarding their family. I think when they want to cast for the next season, that's if there will be a next season, they should actually cast people that are really, really housewives, people that are ready to show their family, not the ones that they want to just show you, oh, I'm doing this today, I'm designing today, I'm hosting a party tomorrow. That's all they do. And because there's no organic like gist, Tutupie keeps acting mad. She's moving mad. I feel like she's just moving mad, trying to look for issues where they are none. Because I don't understand why you are so troubled and picking on everybody, literally everybody, except Princess. I don't know who else has noticed. She does not
she
pick on
can't even match
Princess.
Princess's energy.
Yeah, like it's as if they have this unspoken bond and trust. Like she does not pick on Princess. Even when she
She
does,
can't even try.
she, even when she does it in a very subtle way and playful way, and Princess does not even take it personal. They get each other. But the rest of them, every episode, it's as if they've assigned her like, okay, this episode you focus on comfort. Next episode, focus on Arafa. The next one,
Hmm.
focus. I feel like maybe they give her the job because it's not making any sense to me. And then another thing that used to annoy me is OJ's hair band or whatever. All those big shukura that she used to carry on her head. Like I don't understand. What's the point? What's really the point of this? Are you not feeling hot? Like, are you not feeling hot? Don't you feel hot, OJ? Don't you
Really?
feel hot? Seriously. Every time she'll carry this big band on her head, and I'm looking at this girl. I'll just feel like stoning her
Why?
from her screen. Like, what is this? Are you not sweating inside? Why are you wearing all this big gele? Where are you going to? Like it's so somehow, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why she's always attending functions late, because she's always busy trying to tie her big band, so she'll not know that time is going. It's just so weird, honestly.
No,
every
you're
every
killing me here.
every episode where they show her, she's always wearing that big band. I'm like, that's why you're always coming late. This is the
What do I
main
call it
reason.
again? Fascinator. It keeps you fascinated.
Fascinator. Yes, like she wants to fascinate us in every episode. As in the one she even watched this her music listening party or whatever. See that big shining thing. I'm like, okay, so how does this relate to what you came here to do now? Exactly. It's like
I almost
trumpet. It's
started
just
singing.
like I don't get it. Is it Ballon d'Or? Like he wears it in her head as if it's Ballon d'Or. Like what does this have to do now with the music, whatever you're trying to do? What does your outfit entirely have to do with what you're presenting? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And when she was even
Yeah.
talking to Princess, I was distracted with the whole issue because I was just focusing on the headband. I was like, in my mind, it's like, so what's the point of this now? Like, OJ, what's the point of this? That's why you can't freely express yourself to Princess, because that thing is choking your head. You can barely turn. She's struggling to turn her head. Why are you stressing yourself? It's just so somehow. Honestly, I wish somebody could tell her to stop, but the show is already pre-recorded, so there's at this point there's nothing we can even do about it. Arafa, that
Mm-hmm.
one is just to be shading people. And she moves like a snake. Arafa moves like sometimes the moves she makes is just you just be looking at her like, what's up with you, lady? She's the one that was always complaining that, oh, age shaming. Now she's doing more of the age
Yeah.
shaming. She's the one doing it. In the beginning, I was even dragging Princess, like, why is Princess always like shaming them? But now she's the one doing it to them. Any smart, oh, I'm not your mate. So why are you guys there? Like, it's very frustrating to hang out with people that are always very quick to play the age card, and they'll be like, oh, we are not age mates, we are not mates in any level, whatever. But we are in the same circle. Guess what? We are. So you have
Of
to
course.
take it down a notch. You understand? You're not bigger than anybody
Mhm.
here. As for next season, I don't want to see Samantha. They shouldn't even. She should just stay in the house and be looking after her children. Let her just stay, because that's what she likes to do. She likes to sit in one corner. I don't like to play. I just like to watch my kids. Let her stay in the house and be watching her kids. They should
No, the
bring back
ladies are the
Princess.
kids. She's their mother.
Yeah, like, I'm telling you, like, is there anybody there that is not a mom? I think they should bring out Princess, even though Princess is very annoying. And another thing I don't understand about Princess is, why is it that when they kick her out of a venue, I know it's very embarrassing, but why does she always insist on staying? Oh,
Princess has coconut head.
I'm always so frustrated. I'm like, girl, like, borrow yourself some shame now. This is like the second time. In fact,
She has
right
a
now
very strong head. Like
it's
she
becoming
doesn't want to
pathetic at
leave.
this point. The way they just kick her out, like, it's becoming so pathetic. Like, see the way this girl tried to kick out OJ, and she was still there. Oh my, if it's me, I'll just hide my shame, carry my slippers like this. When everybody is distracted with this song, I'll just follow on that chair and be going. But she still insisted, and that was the same thing she did in Arafa's house until they carried bouncer to bounce her out. Like, I don't understand. She's so stubborn. She's so stubborn. I think she has to find a better way to, like, approach conversations and talk to people.
Yeah.
She easily gets triggered. Princess, she's a very sweet person, but she easily gets triggered, and she just goes from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yeah.
As for OJ, I feel like OJ is not being authentic at all, just like Samantha. OJ is just coming with the whole minister of enjoyment, minister of happiness, minister, just to mask.
Happiness.
Yeah, like, it gets so frustrating sometimes when I'm watching OJ, because I don't see any value that she's bringing on the show, aside from using
Mm.
different accents. Like, if you want to watch skits, you can actually go on Instagram or TikTok. Can you just communicate well? But she's always using different accents, trying to, oh, I'm always happy, I'm always happy. I feel like she does all that to max, like, her real self, and not let people into her space. I don't know if you understand it. She does all
Mhm.
that, oh, minister of happiness, minister of enjoyment, to mark who she
Yeah.
really is. She snapped on this last episode. I was surprised. I was like, okay. Although that snapping should have been for Tutupie, but I guess she wasn't aware of what Tutupie was saying behind her back. But now that it has aired, she should see it, because Tutupie feels like she's the only, like, big girls, and she's the one everybody should look up to, and all those kind of things. It's just really
Mm.
weird. Overall, the show is, I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it, to be very honest. I'm not feeling it.
Mhm.
Maybe they should do a better casting in the next season, because if they bring back these ladies, it's going to flop more than it has already flopped. Comfort is so
Mm.
uptight. You know that comfort is not used to this reality TV life. That's one thing I realized. This entertainment
Mm.
life generally, she's not used to it. And I appreciate the fact that she does not try to form or act like what she's not, try to,
Yeah.
she does not overcackle. She just stays in her lane, respects herself, you understand? And I don't know why the ladies, they all look at her as a bad person. Just the way they had this
Yeah.
perception about Caroline, that, oh, she's this, she's that. I feel like that's the same thing they are doing to Comfort. Like, oh, she's this, she's that. But in reality, we are not seeing anything she's doing. Or is there something you guys are not showing us? And I don't know if you are aware that Princess actually commented on your post, your last video.
I just opened the comment now. I'm waiting for you to finish. And after Chigozie speaks, then I will read the comment and we'll look at it. I
Yeah,
just saw the comment.
it gave more insight on some things, and I realized that, yes, they don't actually show us a lot of things, because they can't show us everything that happens to the last detail.
Mhm.
Yes, there are some things that they know that are key, that they should not skip out, so we'll know where this beef is starting from and where this beef is ending. Because when this girl
Mhm.
had issues with Comfort, we didn't know where it started from. What's her name? Tutupai. She was just going
Yeah, we
on
didn't
and
know.
on and on and on, blasting. At some point, I was so frustrated. Like, what exactly did Comfort do? What did she do? It was in the later episode she now spoke out, and it was for the flimsiest excuse ever. All the insults that Tutupai has given to everybody in that group, one after the other, it is not compared to what Comfort said about her. And she didn't even say it in a malicious way. But see how she
Mhm.
snapped, see how she was moving mad, to let you know that she cannot take what she's dishing. She can't take it. People like Tutupai, they
True.
can't take what she dish. And it's so sad. I hope she will just start acting normal next season. If they do a
And then the
better,
lawsuit.
yeah, if they do a better casting next season and they still bring her, I don't think she'll be overdoing all this drama that she's doing. I feel right now she's trying to like make the show go viral. She's trying to like create the buzz, trying to like look for problems so they are known, and she's moving
She's
mad
giving
because of
main
that.
character energy.
Yeah, like she's moving mad because of that, opening people's secrets. And there's a way you can do things like to attract drama without actually throwing people under the bus. That's what I believe. Like how she was saying
Mm-hmm.
about Samantha, oh, Samantha sleeps with small boys. She just said it, she just threw it out there. But that's such a huge accusation. It is
Of
such a
course.
huge accusation to make. But she just said it, she threw it out there. For OJ, she threw it out there that, oh, she's homeless, something, she's living a fake life. She threw it out there for comfort. She said, oh, she's living in Kaduna, her house smells like a hospital. She just says things that she does not even
And then, you know, she was insinuating
understand.
something too. What she was saying that I know your secret. I'm like, what's all this cheap
What
blackmail
secret?
going on?
Exactly. Like Tutupie does not know any secrets because she's the kind of person that if she knows anything, she will spill it. That's the first thing she would say. And she's always
Mm.
throwing a tantrum. Like I'm so irritated. I get so irritated easily when I see adults acting like children, especially throwing tantrums unnecessarily. It is so irritating to me. Like, what are you throwing a tantrum for? You can actually communicate and tell this person that, see, I don't like this position that I am. I don't like this room that you put me in. Can we change it? Can we do something about? But she'll just start throwing a fit, acting like a spoiled brat. I'm like, girl, like act your age for once. This is so pathetic. Act your age. Like, are you trying to go viral or something? I feel bad for them because in all this drama that she's doing, the show is still not trending like that. So it's as if she's wasting all her scripts. It's just going into waste. I feel bad for them. So overall, I feel like
Mm.
they should do a better casting next season. Honestly, these ladies, they are not serious. They should bring up people that they know that they want to actually show us their lives, and their
Mm.
drama is organic. Everything is real, not scripted,
Yeah.
scripted, 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 scripted. I love when you mentioned the OJ part, OJ and what's her name, Samantha. That was episode
Mm.
2, if I'm not mistaken. The way she just ignored Samantha's children, like they were in the sitting room, she
Yeah.
just walked past them, came out again. I was like, this is somebody that says she loves kids. I did not even say hi to
Mm.
the children. You just zoomed off and zoom out. So yeah, like overall, that's my thoughts on the show so far. I think it's boring. I
Thank
think they
you.
should do a better casting. I don't know if it's Daria Talade and his wife they are still directing this one. Do you have any
I'm not
idea?
sure. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not privy to that information. I don't want to ask. I want them to surprise us. Yes. But
You say you don't want to ask.
somebody dropped a comment here. The person said that for filming the family scenes that they actually filmed, but they did not show. I don't know if that person works with production. Let me see the person's name. I'm hoping the person can click on the link and join to speak to give us more insight. Okay, that's Tengu Uduez Uduezwe. Uduezwe. Yeah, Tango, if you can click, join, speak,
And one
let's hear
question,
from you.
sorry, I was going to ask you, do you know if Arafa has kids?
She said she does. She said she has twins. They are schooling abroad.
Twins, like grown
Yeah.
up kids.
Yeah, I think they are 16, but they are
Wow.
teenagers. Yeah, she said she has kids. I think she
So how come
mentioned
like
that in
she's
episode
not mentioned
3.
them or shown a picture or something? Like, I don't get it.
No, she mentioned it. She mentioned it. And she mentioned that that was her biggest problem now, that she misses them, the distance, them schooling abroad, she here, just with her husband, with her business. Yeah. She has kids.
That's news to me because I totally had no idea that she even had kids. This still goes back to them always keeping things private, hush, 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 hush. So why you on a
Yeah.
reality TV show? Why?
I
It's
think
meant to
that
show
would
your
I
public
think that
life.
would cost more for production if they have to show the kids because they would have to travel abroad or wait to shoot when the kids are in Nigeria because
I
they are
don't think they
schooling abroad.
necessarily have to do it together. They can do like maybe when she's talking to them on Zoom,
Mm.
their
Yeah,
interaction and
makes
all
sense.
that. It doesn't have to be physical contact. I don't think it's necessary. But she's so stuck
Mm.
up that like her nose is up there in the sky. Like she's just there. Arafa is in her own
Okay.
planet. She's just floating there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
I
oh
hope
my god.
Princess. I hope Princess is not on this chat now, listening to me, because I feel like she's here. Maybe she's using one other username now. She'll be dragging my ass.
No, if Princess is here, one thing I like about these women, I'm sure that they get the memo that
because
it's
she's
a
always
show.
replying your
People will talk.
tweets.
But she's always, hey, I need to check this, please. I need to check. And
You
I'm
don't
going to read
know?
her comments. I'm going to read her comments. So I just want everybody to finish talking. Then I'll read her comment. Then we're going to analyze it again. Yes.
All right, no
All right.
problem. I
Thank
might still have
you.
something
Thank you
to say.
so
I'll come back
much.
later.
All right, Free. Thank you so much, Free. That was
All
really,
right.
really insightful. You've given us a lot to laugh about. Thank you so much.
Especially
Okay,
when
we're going
there's
to move on
headband.
to Free. You're going to make me to go and look for my own turban now. Come and tie one skyscraper on my head.
Don't try it though, please. Oh.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Oh, I think Tangu is here. Said their production. Okay, Tango, if you can come join us and share with us what you know, that would be nice. Okay. Here's the link again. Please go ahead, click on it. All right. Hi, Chigoze.
Hi, Glory.
Hi. You are the third male voice we are hearing on this live stream today, and I'm over the moon. Thank you so much for joining. How are you?
Let me say what happened was that, sometimes life presents some things that you can't handle on your own. So you just need to take
Mm,
a break and handle it. So it
yeah,
happened to me. So, I just took a break, handled some situations, some walls
mm,
were cracking. So I took my time to mend those walls. So,
yeah.
but I just want to just ease my way back into the family again.
Ah, I'm happy you're back. You're always welcome.
Yes, I really just followed the show based on your publications, and two characters that strike me most, Tutupie. I think she's trying to copy Laura Ikeji.
Yeah.
She's definitely trying to copy because the thing is that always causing trouble, always shaming people. And I can't remember who she told something that she has clips or pictures of the person's dirty secret or something like that. I'm like, see, what you said, people should watch actually your friends, who you keep as your friend. So me,
Mm-hmm.
and alert to me also that I should really watch who I keep as my friends. And also, I just like Princess. She's just my person. If you come for trouble, you collect trouble all the same. She
You
just
collect water.
yeah. OJ Posharella, I don't like that kind of I don't know what kind of hair that she's always doing that kind of hairstyle. I can't even understand. I can't even understand. The first time
It's fashion.
when he did the intro video, I saw her on the bike and I was like, oh. I was thinking that was sort of bring vibes into the show, like bringing that. She said that she's a lawyer. She's going to come and bring in like a form of intelligence in the show, but nah,
That's content.
nah, that didn't happen. But all the same, I think that the production, what the last speaker said, the production chose a wrong time to bring in this to show. Seeing that Big
Hmm.
Brother Niger was actually Titans was actually going on, and coupled with the election saga, they should have just chosen a better time to do it. But anyway, sure, let's watch out for next season. Me, I'm looking forward to Real House of Lagos season 2. They should
Mm-hmm.
have season 2. I'm looking forward to Tatiana and Caroline. And then if Laurie Cage will actually come back again. So
Hey.
I'm looking forward to season 2. These ones, they should go and get a new brand set of housewives because these ones are not giving anything.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
easing my way.
Okay.
So this is me for now. I'll
Okay.
be active more often now. So
Thank you.
thank you for
All right.
welcoming me. I hope our house is getting built. That house.
So, yes, I'm thinking of doing a house tour, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. But it's coming together at 90%.
There was you said that you're going to create another channel or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting for something like that. Make that announcement. Well, take your
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Chigaze.
time.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you. All right. See, production has a lot of queries to answer because obviously, from all everybody has been saying, aside the housewives, not giving 100% to some people, production too is not really showing, not really giving. We're also going to talk about production later, but let me not keep everybody waiting. There's Antonia here. Antonia,
Hi,
hi.
Glory. Good evening.
Hi. You're welcome to the conversation. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Well done, as always.
I'm good. Thank you. Thank
So
you. Thank
it's really
you.
short. I just actually wanted to talk about mostly production because honestly, when it comes to the
Okay.
selection of the cast members, I think they did a very good job. To be honest, like if you think about it, imagine being in a room with all these ladies. They're all very entertaining individuals. I don't even think you have an opportunity to say anything, but I think the way the production
Hmm.
is packaging it is what the issue is, because it's almost like it's a fashion show and like gist. There's not really much content like that,
Yeah.
you know. So I think for me
Hmm.
personally, but in regards to personalities, I think Tutupie is someone that once she doesn't like you, she doesn't like you. That's the vibe I'm getting from her. So no matter what you do, it will irritate her. But unfortunately, she's working with these women
Yeah.
because it's technically kind of like a job, also. But if she had a choice, I don't think she would hang
Hmm.
around with some of the ladies. So, but I think all the ladies, they have good sides and they have bad sides. So I think it's up to the management to decide, you know. Hello?
Yeah. Yes, please carry on.
Yeah, so I think it's really, I don't know because I'm not like a production person, but I think there should be someone that can manage their personalities, also come up with content, because there's so many things about Nigeria that is very interesting. I don't think we need to like copy what the Americans are doing or anything, but, maybe look at the audience. What is it that we're interested in? Social issues and things like that. And let's have these women maybe involve themselves in it. I just feel like we need more content, more meat inside it. But I don't really have a
Hmm.
problem with ladies. I think it's a good selection of ladies. Um,
Hmm.
I feel like sometimes they do annoying things, but it's part of the entertainment, to be honest.
Yes. Totally. Thank you so much, Antonia.
Thank
And
you.
I actually agree with you. And just to add to that, in case there's anybody from production listening, I think the editing is too much. They cut out so many vital information and they leave all the guesswork to us. And at the end of the day, it becomes really frustrating. You try to piece 1 million pieces of a puzzle together and it's still not adding up. So if they
I've
can just,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've actually gone on their social media, just out of curiosity. And individually, I find them to be quite interesting as people. But a lot of what they're showing on their social media, even a little portion of it has not been reflected on the show.
Hmm.
So I just think if production focuses on it, because if you think about the Real Housewives, it started with unknown people and now it's popular. So we don't really need to expect people that we know, because even the people that we know in Lagos are, someone said that they weren't really giving us, the secrets and things like that. But just because we know them, we're happy to see them. But
Hmm.
would they draw in new people? Would they draw in new fans? I don't know
Hmm.
about that. So
Hmm.
we should be able to watch it without knowing these people,
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. I agree with that. Thank you very much. Thank you very
Thank you,
much, Anthony.
Glory.
Thank you. All
Okay.
right. We're going to move on to Lewy. Lewy Joshua. Hello. Are you there? Hello. Please unmute yourself because I'm trying to unmute you, but it's not happening. Joshua, can can you unmute? Okay, I'm gonna quickly move on to Tango. Joshua, if you can unmute yourself and then you can.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
good
Hi,
evening.
Clary. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. You're welcome. You're welcome to the
Thank
conversation.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are giving
So
us
where do
some
I
sweet,
even?
sweet information.
Oh
What?
yes, because it's very painful for me to watch. Because like I can't remember the last lady said she's here in Abuja, and like the
Yeah.
last lady also said we don't really need popular faces. Will it help the show to have one or two popular people? Yes, but then
Okay.
again, you don't really need people who are so popular. Anyway, I'll get back to that. Let me start with production. The thing is, no
Okay.
matter how good of an actress you are or whatever, a reality TV star, whatever, if you have the wrong production, you're not going to get, it's not going to give, your show will not give. So I find people comparing Lagos to Abuja pretty unfair, but then again, they don't know. Everybody assumes it's the same production team, it's Diary and his wife. I'm like, no, the difference is even clear. Do you guess? If it was Dari, the different, like the difference is so clear, you can't even compare. I keep telling people, no, it's not Dari and his wife, it's Del Media. And everywhere, like, who the hell is Del Media? I'm like, that's by the way. The women can only do so much with what they are given. Do you get?
Mm.
I mean, I've seen some of them, the blood, sweat, and tears they put in. I have to commend each and every one of them because it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of work. And then
Yeah.
30, maybe 20% makes it on air. Can you see how frustrating it is?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that they shot scenes with their families and all of that, but you never made it to air. So again, I said it's a production problem because I feel like they are just trying to portray just the fights and the drama and everything. But no, there must be a storyline. I'm not saying there will be drama. Obviously, I'll be naive to think there will be drama because all the
Mm.
franchises, there must be drama. But take us along. Like, show us their personal lives. Let us know what they do. Even if their
Mm.
husbands don't want to come on set or on the show, like there must be a storyline. It was just events, 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 and this is what season one. We didn't really
Mm.
get to know them personally. They just jumped into events and drama. Even the drama was not even complete. Sometimes they'll go from 0 to 100. There was so much they
Yeah.
cut out. I'm like, what's the essence of this show? Like, what are you trying to portray?
Mm.
So for me, it's a production. They have to just battle production for starters. And then I understand people want to see like the rich and popular, famous families on this show, but the truth is they won't come out because they
Yeah.
saw the first trailer that was leaked. But the Hausa people they wanted to see were getting death threats. It got so bad that Northern Hibiscus, Aisha Falke, has to issue a public apology. I'm like, really? Is it that
Wow.
deep?
It is
Yes.
though. It is deep.
They were
It is
getting
deep.
death threats. I'm like, I was confused. So I know everybody wants to see this person, this Hausa person, or Aisha Buhari or Kiki Osibanjo, but I don't know, for some reason, maybe the show is not appealing for them to come on. So yeah,
Mm.
the people who took on the job of coming on the show, the least we can do is commend them. And I feel like
Mm.
production, they need to do better, to be honest.
Mm.
Honestly,
Right.
because even aside the women, there are scenes where you actually see the cameramen running around.
Yeah.
There was, yes, there was one point I saw the guy. It was supposed to be like a green screen. He was holding a production light over one of the ladies. I'm like, really? Are you joking?
There was one I saw the guy's big belly. It was the belly I saw
Yes,
first. Okay, it was this Tutupie's lingerie party, and I saw somebody's belly.
exactly.
I'm like, who is that?
Yes, it was that part. It was so bad. And everybody
Hmm.
shouting, "Oh, I want to see Jeremy. I want to do this." But she's not been a consistent character. So how do you work with somebody like that?
Hmm.
Again, shout out to all the women. They've done their best, but at the end of the day, they can only do so much with the platform they've been given. Again, it's now left to production to put on a good storyline. And my
Hmm.
other issue with production is maybe they wanted to portray like the richness of FCT Abuja, which is not bad. But then again, in some other franchises, you have normal people.
Yes.
Let's take Robin, for example. She's in Real Housewives of Potomac. They showed when she was staying in a one bedroom, when she was
Hmm.
bankrupt. But like 5 or 6 episodes later, she's now doing well. So it's a story. You can't just come and package and you want to see Jiwa going, which isn't bad, but at least make it look real. Do you get?
True.
I don't know. There's just so
True.
much going on, to be honest.
You know this thing
But
you said, yeah? You know this thing you said about, showing the actual reality of these women, of these places that they come from. I mentioned something like that when I was doing like a post-show analysis for the Real Housewives of Lagos, that
mm,
when people show these celebrities, they make it look like that is the complete makeup of the Lagos women in general. That is
exactly.
not the case. If you go
It's
into the
not.
streets, you see people. It wouldn't take production to just pick up one regular woman
Thank
She doesn't
you.
necessarily have to be destitute, but just pick one regular woman that has a regular 9 to 5 government job, or maybe she's a teacher somewhere. If she's willing to be on the platform, I think that's also going to be another opportunity to add value to someone like
Yes,
that. Just pick up one of
exactly.
them so that as we are seeing the famous and the opulent lifestyle, we are seeing the regular grassroots,
Exactly.
and we have a lot of that in Abuja as well. Because I've been to
Yes.
Abuja and I've stayed there for a bit. So you can
Mm-hmm.
see that as well. You see the regular housewife of Abuja,
Yes.
that is
It should
not
be a mix.
necessarily,
Yes.
yeah, because there are women in Abuja that are not necessarily Hausa or Fulani or from the north,
Yeah.
but they've kind of assimilated to the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
society there. You can see that as well. So I don't know why these production companies, they just want to stick to only the rich, only
No,
the
no, no.
the, the ones living the luxurious lifestyle. Sometimes it gets boring.
Exactly. It does
Mm,
actually. It gets boring. Like they should go and check other franchises. You don't always have to be super rich. It can be a
mm,
mix and it will make sense. But then
true.
again, I don't know. Let's see. I'm just hoping there'll be a season two and they can go back to their drawing boards and just
Mm,
get it right the second time. So maybe because it's their first time, maybe Dell Media, I think, is their first time handling a project like this. So maybe they
mm,
were overwhelmed too. So I don't know what the issue is really, but they
mm,
definitely didn't get it right. They have to go back to the drawing board and start afresh because there's so
mm,
much Abuja has to offer. I mean, I
mhm.
feel like even if they just came into Abuja for the first time, they should have consulted people who have been here for so. Look at Charles of Play. He could have helped them package the luxury they wanted to show. Do you get? Just the showman. He's been in Abuja for so. No, it's true. If you want to showcase
Mm,
luxury, I mean, it was an epic fail. They need to go back. They
mm,
should have called him as a consultant. He's been here for over
mm.
20 something years. Everybody knows Charles of
Wow.
Play.
Wow.
True, get. So I don't know. They could have done better, to be honest. That's why everybody's so
Mm,
disappointed. But it
mm.
is what it is. So yeah. Shout out
Thank you
to
so
all the
much.
women on the show. Thank you
Yeah.
for coming and doing your best. Production should just try and do better. I mean,
Yeah. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you
So
so
thanks for
much.
having
Thank you so
me.
much, Mandy. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. All right. We have Faye here. Hi, Faye.
Hi, Glory.
Hi. You're welcome to the conversation. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Like, I can't even believe I'm here speaking. I'm always listening for like
Ah,
Big Brother and
hey,
everything.
God. See, that force that started bringing you people silent watchers outside. Please, you should continue bringing people outside.
I just said no, as it's Real Housewives, the queue may not be too long. I'm like, I must come and share my own gist here today. I'm so happy to talk to you. You look so good.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So, yeah, let's hear your thoughts about the show.
Okay, initially I didn't like the show as much. I felt like it was not so interesting, but I'll still watch your reviews, then I'll go back and watch it. I didn't like Princess at first, but come to think
Mm.
of it, towards the like last few episodes, I have really liked her because like that thing where somebody's character is a bit somehow, but because you know what you get in front is what you get at the back. So you
Yes.
just appreciate them for who they are. So I have like come to really like Princess. But you see Tutu Pie, I don't
Yeah.
understand what is wrong with Tutu Pie because every time she does something crazy, she will not be like, I
Seriously.
think I'm crazy. And I'm like, you're not helping your case at all.
At,
Like,
at all. At all.
because even if at the beginning I didn't think she was crazy, right now today, something is definitely not like connecting over them. Then also, I personally feel like OJ Pocherella is fake because I stay in
Child.
Abuja. I buy
Oh,
gold.
okay.
So like when I saw that bling bling from her whole attitude, like I
Yeah.
was like, no, this woman, like people that I don't even know how to explain it, but something is not entering in OJ because like from her whole multi personality, always smiling,
Yeah.
No, OJ, that thing did not really enter for OJ, but I personally still like Comfort. I like the way she handles things. But when I go and check the Real Housewives page, like the women, I noticed that they have kind of like sidelined her, or she has sidelined
Yeah,
herself. That is, I'm talking of like in present day. So either something
yeah.
is about to happen or something else we didn't see. Because see, Glory, you're
Mm,
actually someone that is very like you can notice things very well because you said it that there are things that were not seen on camera. Because from episode 2, 3, it was going okay. Then there was like a switch that because I remember that episode you were like, there's something they are not showing us, and like that
yeah.
event so many things were not shown on camera because from that one singular event we have had a lot of things. Samantha falling down, them going to the club, this one, that one. So at
Mm,
this point, and that is from one person's event, so imagine the other events, like what are we not seeing and stuff. When I saw the show in the beginning, I was quite uncomfortable with the cast because I mean I'm pretty young, so I didn't feel like I could relate with the cast like as much. But I don't know
mm,
because even notice that OJ Posharela, like in yesterday's episode, at the first annoyance, her go-to was we don't play in the same playground, we're not mates. So there's this
mm.
age thing that is going on that oh, I don't really know right now, but I'm going to say the
Yeah.
show of Sha. It was not as interesting in the beginning, but now I'm actually looking forward to Friday. And Glory, what happened? You didn't post early yesterday. I was on your page. I was like, what is
See?
Glory going to say about this episode today?
If you know what happened to me yesterday, hey God. See, I if you notice I posted late, but the
Okay,
video looked very bright. I filmed
yeah,
that video scenes. So I had a lot of things happening in my apartment. People were busy working, doing
wow,
stuff. Everything I couldn't do during Big Brother Titans, I'm busy doing
yeah.
it right now. So my house was full, noise, everything. And then uploading now, Nigerian network decided to show me Shege. I almost cried.
Hey,
But I said,
yes,
no, I must
sorry.
post it because there's a live stream today. So my
Mm,
apologies to you, to everybody. It was not intentional. I beg. Una no vex.
no problem. I think it's because the episode was quite exciting. So I was like,
Yeah.
hey, initially when I was not on Team Princess, like when I have an opinion and I watch your video and you're like, you think Princess is a bit real? I was just like, okay. So when I saw that episode, I was like, I need to know what Glory has to think about this. Like, I need to know. But right since Princess called Arafa, she earned my respect. Since she called Arafa out being a rat, she earned my respect totally because I
Yeah.
like people that give it to you real. So I really can't wait
Mm.
for the reunion. And based on what I'm seeing on Showmax, I don't know if there'll be a next episode because, like, the way they do the next episode is coming out on Thursday. It didn't show anything like that, but maybe it's just
Yeah.
check again. So
No, I think
yes.
there'll be a next episode because they already gave us snippets of it at the
Eh,
end of episode 10. The whole South African Cape Town saga. I think
yeah.
something is going to happen. I don't know. Yeah, the anticipation sometimes it gets me exhausted. Because when you anticipate, it now comes out like, is that all? Yeah,
Oh God. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, no problem. It was very nice talking to you, Glory. So I
Thank
think
you
I'm
so
the last
much.
person. So I'm just happy I could sneak in before the
Thank
thing just
you.
ended. Yeah,
Thank you
thank
so
you, Glory.
much, Faye. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Okay. All right, guys. I am about to read Princess's um comment. Princess apparently commented on my video, the one I did yesterday. Apparently, she's actually been commenting. Thank you so much, Princess. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go through all of your comments and honestly, okay, this is actually lengthy. Okay, so from what Free said, she kind of gave a bit of insight on what happened on yesterday's episode. I wish I could invite these women for an interview, but I don't want to talk to any of them yet. That is if they will be available for a conversation. I want us to finish watching the show completely, let's watch it finish, have our own experience as viewers, and then afterwards, if they are open to conversation, I would throw out some invitations if they accept, and then we'll now have a conversation. Because I feel like now, if I'm saying if because it's all the probability. So if we get to have a conversation with them, I feel like it's going to alter the experience, that we should have as viewers watching the shows. All right. So hopefully, once season 1 is done, I will see if they will be available. Yes, Tango is saying you should wait till after the reunion, then invite them. Exactly. So I'm going to wait till after the show is over. Let's enjoy the experience. Then, if they are open to the conversation, I'll invite them. They come over. We have a very, very engaging conversation with them. All right. So if you want to join this conversation, you want to share your opinion about the show in general, the link is in the comment section. Go ahead, click on it. All right. But for now, I just want to go ahead and quickly read Princess's comment. The comment is on my video, the episode 10 review I did yesterday. So this came up impromptu. I would have put it out on the screen. So if you have another device with you, you can just go ahead and check the comment section of yesterday's video I did, so that you can also be looking at the comment as I'm reading it. All right. Okay. So here's what she wrote. I had said on the video that I felt like she overreacted, the way she attacked OJ Posharella at OJ's music listening event. So here's her response to that. She said, I didn't overreact. On the way to Fela's shrine the previous day, she attacked me in the car. Are you serious? OJ attacked Princess in the car. Hold up a second. Wait a minute. You see, this is what we say. See, you know what? We need to sanction the freaking production crew. Because why would something like that happen and they did not show it to us? Who are they saving it for? Okay, let me nah. OJ Posharella, Minister of Happiness, attacked Princess in the car. Okay, hold up a second. This is quite interesting. Okay, so she wrote, she attacked me in the car and I suppressed it because I didn't want to get her angry before we reached our destination. Then she comes 2 hours later. Oh, she comes 2 hours late to her event without an apology, like we deserved to wait. Oh wow. By the way, sorry, let me see where I'm going. Okay, so by the way, I had called her to ask where she was as we were already getting tired, and she mentioned she was still doing makeup while we had been there for an hour outside in the hot Lagos weather. As I got irritated, she scolded me and hung up. Oh, wow. 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 Okay, at this point, production, you're going to get whooped. You're going to get flogged. You people are going to get punished, because what's all this gist that we're hearing and we did not see any of these things happen? I mean, the Minister of Happiness is supposed to be the peacemaker, right? Minister of Happiness is not supposed to be stepping on people's toes. So what's all these things that we're seeing? It doesn't really make sense. And guys, let's analyze this briefly, before I continue, because it's quite a lengthy read. I said this on my video yesterday, that I find it very, very offensive when people invite you for an event and then you are out there like you're jobless, like you're a jobless fellow. You're out there, you're waiting 2 hours, 3 hours, and the person has not showed up. It doesn't make sense. Like, come on, this is Nigeria. Every single time counts because you're hustling, you're working for your time. Your time is money. So why would you leave all you have to do? And then you are waiting. And we know that this Lagos trip that OJ planned for her song listening or album launch, we know that people had already arrived in Lagos. She had not arrived. She arrived later. As the host, you should be there waiting for people that you invited, right? Depending on the nature of the event. But if it's hosting people to a vacation, you should be there as the host first. They will come and meet you there. It doesn't really make sense. Anyways, let's continue. She said, I waited a little more and headed out. Now, my actual annoyance was her feeling entitled to arriving without an apology for coming late, or even stop me to ask why I was leaving as a good host. But she still lied that she had waited for me for 6 hours prior. Okay, so we saw that part when what's her name? What's this girl's name? When OJ was coming off the elevator and Princess was moving. And I see Princess's point. As a good host, you're coming and you're seeing someone leaving, even though the person that called you earlier, at least you should have stopped the person along the way, like, hey, where are you going? I'm here now. Okay, my apologies. Let's go back to the event. But none of that happened. No interaction. They just went there. Wow, this does not make sense at all. Anyways, let me continue reading. She said, I was confused because this lady had been coming late for all events. Let's not forget she came 2 days late to her staycation in Lagos. You mean OJ actually came 2 days late to her staycation in Lagos? You know, we didn't see this part. Hey, God. Production. You're going to get punished. We're going to punish you people. Wait. Okay, guys. Realistically, let's briefly talk about this. How would you organize a staycation as the host and you came to the place 2 days after? Like, me, I would have left though. I would have left. No, but this is quite ridiculous. Okay, let me continue reading. She said, hey God. She said, I may have been wrong with the mental, that's the statement she made about OJ being a mental case. Yes. She said, I may have been wrong with the mental case, but the lie and switch in personalities was getting too much. He said, by the way, no one waited for me at my event. If anything, I waited for all the ladies to arrive before my entrance. Are you serious? Because what we watched on for Princess's event was that the ladies were there. Princess had not showed up. So it was after they had been there, the MC had indulged them with a lot of fun games, engaging dance moves. Then Princess arrived. Because that was what we saw, Princess. Dear Princess, that was what we saw. Don't blame us. That was what we saw. Yes. So now this one too boils down to the storyline that production is trying to create. Wow. Okay, let's continue. Said, I was waiting while the show was still on. They were entertained and fed. That's a big difference, honey. Princess just had to add the honey to the comment. This one is very funny. Okay, Princess, we get it. That's a period dot cap locks. We get it. Okay, she said, if we were eating something and waiting, no one would have complained. Literally starved us while she was still getting makeup done. Oh God. Everyone was upset. It was just me who had the balls to speak up. A lot goes on that never gets aired, but my anger was from a day before plus the lie. Now we get it. Thank you so much, Princess, for putting this information out there. And as I said before, I would love to have a conversation with these women, maybe all of them or some of them, if they're open to the conversation. But I think it would be best for the show to end officially, like this season to end officially. Then I will extend invitations to them if they are open to it. We have conversations with them one-on-one. And I'm reading all these things from Princess. I'm actually really shocked because, you know, we've been saying this, that there's a possibility that a lot of things actually happens behind the scenes that production does not really show us, because of course they have to edit it. But then I have a query for production though. I've noticed that aside the first few episodes that was heard, other episodes are about 37 minutes long, or maybe 35 minutes long, 38 minutes long, or maybe 40 minutes long. I think with the Real Housewives of Lagos, I've actually seen episodes that were as lengthy as maybe 45 to 50 to 55 minutes long. So if their reason for chopping off a lot of information is to just keep it short and simple per episode, I think they're actually failing woefully at this point, because if things like this are happening and maybe they're trying to just keep the show short, they don't want to stretch it too much, I feel like there's like at least 5 more minutes that they can squeeze into that 34 and 34, 35, 38 minutes per episode, you know, to just give more clarity to most of these dramas happening. Because I'm going to be frank with you all, if Princess had not provided this clarity, though we've not heard OJ's part, because I'm sure that there's always three sides to the story. There's Princess's side, there's OJ's side, and there's production side. But for now, we've heard the Princess's side of the story. I'm sure that OJ will definitely have hers at least. But from what Princess wrote here, it means that there's actually a lot of things that really does happen and we do not get to see. But then my worry is on OJ's inconsistency with timing. I think it's unfair that you are hosting an event, and we get it that these events that these women host, most of the time, it's actually sponsored by production, right? Because they have to create content, just as we saw with the Real Housewives of Lagos. I feel like it's quite unfair that you will host an event and then people are going there to go and wait for you, and then you've not arrived. 2 days late, not even hours, 2 days late. That is a no-no for me. I don't think I'm going to, I don't think I will be able to wait. I will leave. I have my business waiting for me. I will leave. Nah, that was just rude. That was just rude. But let me quickly go ahead and drop the links here. Is there anybody that wants to comment on what Princess has actually shared with us? Please go ahead and click on the link. Let's hear your own thoughts about it. But personally, I just feel like, nah. I mean, right from episode 1, we've been seeing OG and Samantha especially arriving late at literally all their gatherings, all their meetings, all their events. They've been arriving late. And as I explained on my video, I explained that sometimes production orchestrates these things, right? Caroline explained it. I think Chama also explained it during the Real Housewives of Lagos when they had 1 or 2 interviews. They explained it that sometimes just to spice things up, just to create more drama, production goes as far as giving different timings to the ladies. Maybe they have a meeting for 12 p.m. Sometimes production would give this particular housewife the timing of 1 p.m. Sometimes this one 10 a.m. Sometimes this one's 4 p.m. And then different people arrive at the location at different times, and then it will cause chaos. Everybody will start quarreling, you know, just to set things up. And yes, we understand that this is a show, so there has to be content, there has to be entertainment, there has to be something to keep the viewers glued to the show, right? Yes, so that could explain some of these happenings. But then I don't know, is it that production is only looking at just painting only OJ as the latecomer? Guys, what do you think? I would love to hear from you guys. Tango is saying not all the events are sponsored by productions. Yeah, that's actually very true. That's very true. So yeah, putting the link in the comment section again. Let's see if there's anybody that wants to say anything, you know, comment to or react to Princess's comment. I think that was very revealing, and I appreciate the fact that Princess did not go as far as speaking out of what she should address, because from what she wrote here, you can tell that there's actually a lot more that she's not actually stating here. But on the other hand, I would have also loved to hear OJ Koshorella's own side of this gist, because I don't want to believe that she would just by herself just decide, you know, not to show up 2 days after as the host. It doesn't make sense, guys. I'm trying to think about it. It's not really making sense at all. Yeah. So I just want to create an excuse for her. And I'm thinking that, okay, there's probably something that happened. Probably something happened, because it does not make sense. So probably something happened that kind of delayed her, you know, for 2 days. It's ridiculous. It doesn't really make sense. So yeah, I'm still waiting to see if anybody wants to comment to this. Is there anybody out there that wants to say anything? If there's nobody, then I think we're going to just go ahead and end this conversation. I pretty much said most of what I want to say. The show has not ended yet. I think there's still 1 more episode or 2 more episodes, and then there's also the reunion, if there is a reunion, right? So there's 2 more. Okay, Happy Endings wrote 2 days is not late, it's a no-show. Wow. Yeah. Tango said, I think OJ and Samantha were the latecomers of the show. Yeah, they definitely were. They definitely were. Happy Ending is asking, what is the next project after this glory? So a lot of people have been saying that I should look at the Real Housewives of Nairobi. I don't know, guys. What do you all think? Do you think we should look at the Real Housewives of Nairobi? Although there are other shows that are coming up. There is Nigerian Idols because it's a music show. I love that one as well, but I know that it's not everybody that follows up with that one. So I'm looking at going into the Real Housewives of Nairobi because there's been a lot of requests. Oh my God, there's been a lot of requests for us to look at the Real Housewives of Nairobi. So I think I'm going to go ahead to, review that one. And then Young, Famous, and African season 2 is coming back in May, but that's still far, kind of far. So when it comes, we're going to get into that one as well. And yeah, pretty much that. Oh yes, and then much later in June, there's gonna be what's that one now? Big Brother Nigeria reunion show. So there are still a lot more things that's coming up. So happy endings, yes. And I remember also happy endings. You wanted us to have live streams to discuss various topics about the female. So that is also in the works. We are going to start that from next week. All right. So I haven't forgotten. I still have that in mind. We're going to have conversations around the female as well. You said we should talk about insecurities, female insecurities. We're definitely going to look into that. I have a lot to share, and I'm sure that you and other people also have a lot more to share. So next week, Saturday, is the day we're going to have that conversation. Yes, thank you very much, Happy Endings. We're going to have that conversation. I wanted us to just get this one out of our minds, tick off this one off the box. And then next weekend, that's Saturday, exactly the same time, 3 p.m. WAT, we'll go into that conversation. Yeah, we're going to talk about female insecurities. I actually did a video about this, I think last year. But doesn't hurt to revisit the conversation because this time around, unlike just a 10 minutes video, it's going to be a full-blown conversation. And I would love to hear everybody's perspective about it. Okay, yeah, so thank you so much, Elejo Onoja. Thank you so much. Happy endings. Thank you so much, Mr. A, David, Free. Thank you all so much. Tango, thank you so much for loving my reviews. Thank you very much. Thank you all so much for joining today's conversation. Chigoze Destiny, thank you so much for joining. And Antonia, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate all of you making our time to come discuss this interesting review with me. I look forward to seeing you all again. And Faye, how can I forget you? Thank you so much, Faye, for also joining. I will see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah. I decided to rest this week, guys. Next week, we go back into it again. All right. So yeah, everybody have an amazing, amazing weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys on another video. Bye.